I forgot music. Oh my god, I forgot fucking music. I want to make a boulder. I want to make a boulder so bad this stream. You don't even understand how much I want to make a fucking boulder. We're making a boulder today. It's going to be fucking fantastic. Watch. It's going to be so amazing. Peak comedy. But before I do that, I need to do something else first. Oh wait, this is episode 1. God damn, my fucking shit's off. I need to fix that. I need to make sure my camera's always on screen, no matter what. You know what I mean? I'm so tired of this. Okay, this is 4, so that'd be 19, right? So episode 19 of this bullshit. Yeah. Okay. Before I do the boulder, which I'm going to do, I need to first fix I'm tired of my tiles looking like crap. The reason this happens is because I have a texture I draw onto to indicate where the players walked, okay? But when I check that texture, I round it to the nearest coordinate that represents one of these squares. So all these squares represent one unit of space in 2D. I then round to that nearest unit and check if it's like filled or not based on the player's position. Holy shit, I just got a follow. Hello, clerk like a cat. I'm sorry I don't have like an animation for a new follower, but I appreciate the random follow. Holy shit. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, photogenic. I see you in chat, by the way. I see you've discovered the new emote. The truth is I submitted like fucking 5 new emotes, but for some fucking reason, only that one got like verified, and it got verified like yesterday, like an hour after I like uploaded the emote, it got verified. But the other 4 or so still have yet to be verified. So, okay. Clerk like a cat. Hello, how are you? Hope you have a good time. I do game development streaming. I'm currently working on this 3D platformer in Godot named Super Pixel Guy. The world looks very pixely right now because I have it spread out, but this is what it usually looks like. Last stream I just finished up doing lighting stuff. I was having trouble with that because, my god, the world was bright as shit. I didn't want it to be bright as shit. I wanted it to be dark and moody and creepy looking. So here's what... Oh god, I'm not in streamer mode. You're not gonna be able to see the game. Hold on. Project settings. Let me turn on streamer mode, which enables the screen sharing capabilities built directly into the game. For my stream interface, you may notice. It's pretty cool. All right, here we go. Yeah, why does it always do that thumbnail when I start though? Because that is not... I don't think I've ever been on that scene for forever. Yeah, and then I can move and then... So right now, here's what I want to do in this. Moonwood sent me, I'm his wife. Oh! Welcome! It's nice to meet you. Moonwood is pretty epic if I do say so myself. And I do. Glad to have you. Oh shit, do you also are you a Twitch streamer or are you just like I'm guessing you're just like a viewer. Ah, yes, of course. Okay, cool. Hell yeah, thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate it, I really do. Oh my god, let's go. More viewers through any method necessary, or any followers. I don't care what it takes. There's lasers in my game, and you don't want to touch them because if they do, they start the alarm system, which closes the doors. Well, oh my god, Moonwood. Oh, what? What? Hello. Greetings. How are you? Thank you for the gift sub yesterday, by the way. Hell yes. Hell yes. Yes. 07. Big 07s. Big 07s in the chat, please. Holy cow. Yeah. Today I want to make a fucking boulder. Okay, I appreciate it, everyone. But today I want to make a boulder. I want you to walk down this fucking hallway, and when you get close to the end, a boulder comes from the ceiling. You have to run away from it backwards like this. That is today's stream goals. Yeah, no, you good. I was about to say, aren't you? You always talk about how like you're working all the time in your stream. So yeah, you're good. You are good. Lurk away, fellow creator. I shall do things in the meantime. Like I said, because I want a boulder. It's not just a boulder though, it's a rock. Because I added these edges last time in stream, right? I added these things you can walk on to have something to hold the light bars. But the issue is they also work as great methods for avoiding traps and crap, which does not work well if I want to make good traps and crap. But if I make it a jagged ass boulder, aka a rock, that's all spiky and shit, the spikes can still hit you if you're on these side things, I think. I would hope. Anyway, yeah, welcome. Welcome. I'm excited to see the boulder that will be mostly working flawlessly before the end of the stream. Yeah, me too. I'm also excited for that. The boulder, I'll never say the boulder won't be too that, but honestly, I don't have the utility to make a boulder right now. I need to program that. Oh God, it never ends. I always need to add new utility to the code base to make things work. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So, okay, you guys fucking distracted me. I need to focus on shading first because of the reasons I explained. Only VOD watchers will know what I just explained before all that. But it's fine because I'm gonna go do it right now. So, like I said, I'm only referencing the single top corner of the texture to refer to each of these tiles. But what I should be doing is accumulating all of the data into a single value, like the mean of all the values of the texture you're generating while you walk. I don't know how to describe it. But also, I need to only do it once because I can store that information in the vertex shader. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do float. I should probably pull this up a bit more. Bum. Get, what are we gonna call it? Don't click! Photogenic, did you fucking click? Did you click on the stream, Photogenic? What did I just tell you? I just told you not to click, and now look. Now look where you are. You're in a stream with me. We're all gonna suffer together. Hello. Anyway, welcome, Photogenic. I see you found the new emote. By the way, how long have you been pretending to stream? We saw pretending to stream. What does that mean? If I miss the previous hour by a lot, I'm usually gonna shoot for the next hour. So it was 3 p.m. for me that I missed. So now I'm gonna try for 4 p.m. And if I miss 4 p.m., I'm going to 9 p.m. That's the schedule. That's a secret schedule, okay? All right. Hell yeah. And yes, new emote. I already talked about this a bit. I think you missed it, but I submitted like 5 new emotes yesterday before stream. Like shortly after stream, only that emote got verified, and since then, not a single one has been verified since. So I guess you're getting the Rage Slam emote. I hope you enjoyed. I did not create it recently. I created that like a year ago, 2 years ago. I have a bunch of like Discord emotes that I've made, and for now you can use those because I like some of them. I really use some of them a lot. But dang, quick emote verification. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all got me. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna get so verified so fast now. And then only that one did. I was like, okay. This seems like the craziest one too. I'm surprised it's the one that got verified the fastest. But it is what it is. It's weird though because it's not the first one I submitted either. I submitted all of them like around the same time, and that was like the 4th one I put up. So I don't know. I don't know how the queue works, but it is what it is. Get general tile value, and then we're going to be given the vertex. So that's going to be a 2D position. So back to position. We'll do relative position. Relative position. And then we're going to copy all this code. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Do I even use this for Z? No, I don't. I can just do round of this and then do XY here. But then we're going to pass it XZ up here. So vertex XZ. Okay, so that gives the general value, which we can use somewhere around here. So we'd probably want to actually take this value and then lerp it. Vertex.y equals mix of vertex y and 0.02 by the ratio of this amount. Okay, and then we can close all this up. Boop, and then we don't need this anymore. Okay, cool. A lot of cleanup right there. But essentially, we need to go ahead and take this code that reads the walking texture and get a general value of the tile, which I've said like a million times. Sorry, VOD watchers, but I must keep explaining as the new viewers pour in. So for here, this is where we round this. This is what makes it so it's only for each unit. For each tile is this round function right here. But what I should do is get like 4 or 8 values across this like little quadrant. Kicking. It doesn't do anything, Moon. I'm sorry. We'll soon. My to-do list is now fix my playtest thing. Right now the playtest thing takes up the whole screen, and sometimes I click back on the editor and do stuff in the editor while the playtest is still running. And when I do that, it fucks up the focus system. And so when I close the game, it doesn't go back to the editor. So I need a system where I can have the playtest running and the editor running at the same time in my stream interface. And I think the answer to that is just make the playtest like really small and on the side of the screen. So yeah, I think that should be a good compromise. You don't even know what I'm saying, but it'll make sense when I do that. Another update, by the way, you might not be able to tell, but I upgraded the stream interface to 4.5 and have it so the tuber, me, the VTuber guy right here, they cannot be obscured by objects. So how do I even describe this? Like, if I do a playtest, which I can't right now because I have an error, but if I do a playtest, I can't go behind the playtest screen. I'll always be in front of it now. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. This is pretty awesome. New feature 4.5. There's also stencil buffers, which I'm hoping to use for something. Maybe outlines, I guess. Stencil buffers are weird. I don't really know how they work still in terms of how Godot implemented them, because in Unreal you can just draw to the texture in the shader, right? But for Godot you have to draw to the stencil buffer by creating the shader itself, and that draws to the stencil instead of just like manually coded points. It's interesting. It's gonna take some like contemplating to get around. But yeah, stop kicking. Okay. Relative position. So this is rounding it. So what that means is that they're not aligned within the tile. If you have an arbitrary position, that actually is the closer it is to 0.5 by 0.5 in the tile, means the closer it is to the edge of the actual tile, because the round makes it so that it's only going to like 1 out of 4 tiles. So I need to think about that, because that is interesting. Could it be that the reason my shit looks weird is because it's not floored? But I think I tried floor before and it didn't look that good. But I can give it a go. So if I do this, I can make it so this, if path red equals that, return path red, I guess I just return the path red. The path red refers to the redness of the dynamic texture that is generated as the player walks in the world. Valid assignment from oh, because of this. Yeah, I'll make this vec 2. I don't think this is gonna work, but it's important that I test it out in case this will just magically make it work. It won't though. Will it? I don't know. I guess we can check. See, look, my character's leaning back and it's not clipping into the playtest. I'm above everything. Look at that shit. Oh my god. And before, the issue was if we just turned off depth, you would lose. Oh my god. The music went crazy. You would lose the shading information. Guys, you can't even see yourself. Stop kicking. Kicking? See, now this this looks correct, kind of. If I'm walking on 2 tiles, oh my god. If I'm walking on, no, here, see, look. My foot is kind of in the other tile, and I want that one to get, well, it is working, I guess. Amazing. Well, I don't know. The other thing I need to fix with tiles is I don't like how they're not gradual. You just step on a tile and it goes down instantly. But I want the accumulated values of the texture to sort of make it so the tile goes down gradual over time. So even if this fixes it, which I'm not sure it does yet, I still want to be able to have that animation appear. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate it lots. And I'm hoping to make it it's sort of like a, I'm going for a very comedic vibe. And I want, while it is sort of like a rage-inducing game, I kind of want, it's important to go for lots. We talked about this last time with Moonside Princess, and she had like a good reference guide for how to make, like, a good troll level in Mario Maker, and that's sort of the vibe I'm going for. It's like, it's a well-designed troll game that is supposed to make you laugh more than rage, basically, because, it's fun. And it's a 3D platform because I love 3D platformers, and they're so good, and they're so fun, and they're so wonderful. And that's why we're making a boulder, because that would be fucking hilarious. How hilarious would it be for a boulder just to fall down right there? Oh my god. Okay, focus. So these, this is kind of more of a boring thing. I'm sorry, we always get distracted by these things, but I've like no fucking time outside of stream recently, so this is the only place I can do these things right now. Hell yeah. And I'm thinking about whether I'm gonna, this is like a very far future thing, but I'm thinking whether I should, I don't know how I feel about the player's design. I'm sure everyone's used to it by this point, so it'd be kind of hard to change it, but I don't know. I'll talk about that later. I don't want to get into that whole thing about reworking old designs and stuff. For now we need to focus your energy and think, because here's an important question. How the fuck does vertex shaders work? Because I don't know. Well, I guess all I need to do is just get the rounded value and then move from there across. Because let's imagine. Okay, let's see. Do I have a sprite? I do have a sprite. Let's say I have 624 by 624. Right now we have all these tiles like this. Oh god, it's way too big. Let's turn that down a bit. Whoop, 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 whoop. And I'm checking on my shader. I'm checking a random. God damn, you can't see shit from me when I'm on this mode. I really need to adjust that. You're checking like this pixel right here. So what my shader currently does is it says, okay, you're at this pixel. It's rounds it up to this pixel right here. And if that pixel is colored in, then this whole tile would push down, right? But that is wrong. But I still want to keep the rounding, because what I should be doing is I'm saying I'm at this position. Okay, round to this tile, but now cut this tile up into 4 pieces and check the colors of all of these. And depending on which of these are filled in, depends on how close we are, how much pushed down the tile is, right? So if 2 are pushed down and 2 aren't, that's 50%. And so the tile should be pushed down 50%. And that's how we're going to achieve our animated tile pushing capabilities. Now I said 4 here, but we could probably get away with doing 16 in a grid like that, and that would look really nice. I'm not sure about the performance, because we're going to have to run that for every fucking vertex that's generated on this floor, which is a lot of them, but it's a shader, so I do have a lot of leeway with writing performance and stuff like that. So let's give it a go. We'll make it so that that value can be changed. So we'll do const float check x, and that's going to be since it's 60, that means we're checking 4 for each. So well, I guess it should be an int, right? Because we're doing a constant not divisible check. So int check y is also going to be equal to 4, and then we got to loop through this, right? So let's first get our accumulated result. So float result equals 0.0, and then we're going to do a for loop. So let's go ahead and do that. I need to contain all this stuff within, so I'm going to put it right here. Oh god, you can't even see what I'm doing. I need to also, this is another big fix I need to do. I want to shrink the Godot window. It's fun the way it is, but it really sucks you can't see anything underneath here, especially when so many fucking properties and output and information of the Godot window is down on the lower area. So I think if I just shrink it, it'll make it appear better. Then I can get rid of this ugly, like, cutout effect that I kind of don't like that much, and that'll make things look way better. So for int I, or I guess we'll do x equals 0, x is less than check x, x plus plus. And then we'll do the same thing here for boom, boom. For y is y is less than check y. We'll do all that. And then within these for loops, of course, we're gonna go grab this code. And this is, okay, this looks right. Because this is the rounded position that we're then using these offsets to determine the real position for. So let's go ahead and put these in here. And also hate how like it's bouncing around when I'm in the text editor. Like that shouldn't be correct. I don't know. I need to up the threshold for clicking down here too. I guess I am in there. But okay, whatever. And so let's see here. So for x and y, we need to get the base position, which is this, and add that value by 1%. So for 4, that's going to be, or we're supposed to add it right here. Vec 2, that's going to be x divided by check x, y divided by check y. We need to make this float division. So let me go ahead and turn x into a float. And I think if one of them is a float, the others should be okay, I hope. You never really know. Everything is so, like here it is. You can't do float and int, so you have to make them all explicitly floats. Which I kind of like about GLSL / GDScript. Not GDScript, GD shader, because, you know, I want explicit rules stated to me. I don't like the ambiguity of having to deal with float and int division. That shit is hell. So now we're going to check this position. If it's within bounds, we're going to get the temporary UV and then get that value. And then we're going to add this to our accumulated value, which is results. So plus equals that red. So if they're all filled, that'll make it so this will be equal to the value of check x times check y. So we should return result divided by check x times check y, which at this current moment will be 16. So this will essentially be, out of all the pixels we found that are red, what amount of them are red out of 16? And that'll give us this ratio. And this is a float. What? No, oh, these are float. These are ints, I mean. And so we divide by that. And so now we get this function which we can use to check how can I describe this? How pushed down it is. Why 16? Photogenic asks. It's just an arbitrary number. Like I said, it's because we're checking. Oh my god, I can't even see the grid anymore. Because we're checking a grid right now within the tile of like 4x and 4y. So it told us up to 16 checks. But it could be 4 if I did 2x, 2 on the x coordinate and 2 on the y coordinate. It could be 9 if I did 3 by 3. It's all going to depend on how much the performance cost is going to be, which I'll find out in a second. Let me first also store this in a variant so I don't have to recalculate in the fragment. Float, what's the hard coding int? I mean, that's not. There's moments where hard coding is not is correct, but there's also instances like in shaders or this where it makes complete sense. It's also technically not hard coded because I put them in these variables here, which I can update. I can update these at any time. So if I want to update the code, I just change these variables instead of changing them in all these places. So actually, it's not even that hard coded. It's just because it's not accessible outside the shader, it doesn't mean it's just not hard-coded, which is an intentional decision because you want to, you know, uniforms are less performant than const variables. Don't look at me like that, Anya. Const variables are way more performant, and so you should use them if you're okay with recompiling. You don't have to update the value at runtime, which I don't have to. If I don't have to honestly, a lot of these should just be consts, but oh god. But that's going a little too far. But at the very least, you know, these values, which will never be updated at runtime, should remain consts and should be at the top level if that makes you more comfy. But it doesn't really make a difference. They're only used in this local scope, so let me just use them in the local scope. I promise. Let's call this pressed down amount for clarity, and I'm going to assign this at the start of vertex shader. So that's going to be assigned to that. And now we can use this amount through the rest of our code. So if we go down here to the fragment, ooh, hello, Emo. Add 7 TV emotes, please. What does that mean? What does that mean? 7 TV emotes? It rocks. Let's go. What the hell? Oh, what is that? What? Yeah, you have to elaborate, Emo, because I am so fucking. The hell is a 7T emotes for all? An emote platform for all. Huh, interesting. But what if I don't want 7T emotes? What if I want my own emotes, Emo? What if I'm a unique and interesting artist who creates things of their own accord? I mean, I guess I could add those emotes as like a placeholder for now, until I actually draw my own emotes. That makes sense. You see, the thing about emotes that's really hard is that you don't really know which ones are going to get used. Like, you feel like you can predict which ones are going to be used, but then you don't really know. Like, I drew 30 emojis for a Discord server, like a personal one that I made myself a while ago. And that's one of the ones that you're seeing right now. It's the slammy ones. But, out of those 30, I use like 4 consistently, and the rest I like never even touch. So it's kind of funny, right? And so at least at the very least, that's why I uploaded those 4, because I know those 4 are going to work. Because the rage one's pretty good. If you're in chat and I'm doing some stupid shit, you're gonna rage. You're gonna go mad. Who needs their own emotes? Ah! It's perfect. It's perfect. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I do have some good emotes that are topical to the channel's theme, and so we'll get there when we get there. But also, I'm looking for emote ideas. Okay. Well, I'm getting a text. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm sorry, I gotta go. But give me a second. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Ah! Why must we live in a 3D world? Why must we live in a 3D world where people exist? In a 2D world, you know what? In a 2D world, phones don't work. Therefore, I can never be contacted, and no one can ever interrupt my shenanigans. 3D worlds. 3D worlds. Okay. All right. I am back. Apologies for my absence, mortals. I, from the 3D world Denizen, has returned. What the hell was I cooking before I left? Oh yeah, I was doing this. So we have the colors, which I can make just a color, actually. Vec 3, desired. Stop kicking! Desired color. And then I can lerp that with this. So mix, we want this is the default, and then we want the push down amount, which is this, to be here. And then, oh my god, it's gonna feel so good to delete the rest of this code. Okay, let me grab, no. Grab this, delete all this. I don't need this. I kind of do need that. Do I need that? I need this. And if I don't need this, and I don't need this, I can get rid of all this fucking commented shit. Let me get rid of all that. Ooh, that looks like such a clean shader, except for that one function which I just wrote. Okay, let's see if it looks right in the game. So far, these are still pushed down. That's not correct. What? This should be, what? Comment deletion, why? Well, I mean, I wasn't really deleting comments, I was deleting old code that I commented out, which is basically the same thing. What I really want to know is, why are these looking like they're pushed all the way down? Is that correct? Is this reversed? Let me give it a shot and find out. Okay. Stop kicking, guys, you can't even see yourselves right now. Okay. When I step on them, what the fuck am I looking at? What, it looks cool, but I don't really understand what I'm seeing. Oh my god, okay, this is confirmation that the round is incorrect, because I rounded it. What am I looking at? Why does it look so... what the fuck am I seeing? What? So I'm changing the color? I'm not changing it based on the tiles, though. I need to fix that. I'm rounding in the wrong direction, like I thought. This needs to be not floored, but rounded. Okay, and then I have another round around here. Here I'm rounding right here, which makes sense, because that's aligning with the tiles. What is that, Pepe? Yes. Oh, bro, I just let out the smoothest part I've ever felt in my life. Oh, okay. This is going to work now. It's not going to work because I still don't know the issue of why it looks weird. Like, it's not 3D. See, look. Now they're popping another 3D. It is reversed somehow. That is interesting. But look, you can kind of see them animated as I walk. See how like they're popping up now, because it's a gradual like reading of the texture data. So now it comes in as the player walks onto it. Oh my god, that's so much better. Smelt it, dealt it. It was scentless. I fart only rainbows and butterflies that are scented to wonderful girly flavors like strawberry and chemicals. I don't know. God damn, why is this song so much louder than the rest of them? I'm gonna put you down to 30. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I need to invert this. I don't know why I need to invert it, but I do need to invert it. Every step ever. What? Why? That's what I'm saying, because this is adding based on the red amount. I hate not knowing why. That's what makes me so upset. Like, what is this value? Why is this red? Why is it becoming less red when I walk on it? Is it because it's going from white to black? That could be it. I guess I could... Okay, I guess that's probably it. So I need to invert this value by doing 1 minus this. And then we go again. We run it back. Okay, this will definitely fix it. I've seen the editor that it fixed. So we're good. I'm just mad as hell that I don't really still know things. Okay, there we go. See... Okay, now I don't like it because it's not... See how my legs are cut like My legs are inside the tiles because they're not pushed all the way down yet. So I don't know how I feel about that. They like, look at them go down gradually. That's so nice. But I want it so that when I'm standing on them, they're already all the way down. But that isn't the case. And that makes sense because when I'm standing on them, it's only a radius around my player that's pushed down. So these ones right here, of course, aren't going to be pushed all the way down. There is a solution, though. There is a solution, which I forgot about, which is I also need to account for the player's position when pushing, like assigning this value, right? So I do that for the grass too, and it sort of fakes the effect because the texture is only part of the formula. I also need to account for the fact that something I forgot. Oh my god, look at you all together. You're so beautiful and colorful. Oh my god, I love it. And your crowns look so nice. Tasty. Let me see. So how did I do that in the grass? I think I have access to the player's position through a global shader variable. So I can use that, but let me double check the grass shader. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the sky level. Yeah, go on, open. See, this is so much more complicated. Look at all those blades of grass. Oh my god. I was cooking when I made this grass, by the way. I was absolutely banging out a hogger fucking effect. Here's the grass shader. Open this up for me. Yeah, and then open this. Here we go. So for this, what I do is, where is it? Where's my global variable? I don't have a global variable. I just set this global position right here. Okay, do I do that for the other shader too? I must. And so what I'm doing here is I check the player distance to the floor, and then I get the offset of this? What? What does color represent? Wait, what is color in this? I think color represents Moonside. Welcome! I've missed you. How are you being? How are you doing? I don't know why I said I missed you like you've been gone for that long. I don't know. But hey, how's it going? It's you vibing, you dancing, a photogenic slamming moon. I think I saw earlier, got a notification you were streaming more of the ROM hack development. I unfortunately was fucking like half asleep and couldn't make it, but hell yeah, how's that been going? How was that? And an other moon. There's an other moon? Oh yeah, there is an other. I forgot about that. Yeah, fucking Moonwood is also a moon. The double mooning. It's like a fucking You joined the game jam? Oh shit, I actually recently joined a game jam too, but don't tell anyone. Fuck, the Moonwood, you keep your mouth shut. You have the capability to put the dots together, but don't tell anyone I said that. But yeah, game jams are fucking sick as hell. That's so awesome. What game jam is it? If I'm privy to ask, don't tell no one. I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, you just you know, welcome. Oh my god, good stuff. Oh my god, I was like looking over, like, why do I see fucking 6 goobers? There's only 5 goobers in chat, and I look over and Proper Duck's talking. Sorry, I clicked the notification, I'm wearing socks. You did what? Proper Duck, you did fucking what? You're wearing socks? At least, are they wet socks? Are you in the rain right now? Because that's like double bad. But I mean, what the hell? Wait. Oh my god, hello? Anne has gangrene. Ank has gangrene? Is that like a word? What does this mean? What is this mean? Gangrene is the death of body tissue due to lack of blood flow. Ah, Anne, I hope you're doing okay. My god, that's... I'm doing the Summer Dreams Jam right now. I'm already stuck on the typewriter effect, lol. Oh my god. The typewriter effect. Does that mean like you're stuck just writing code and not doing much else? Or you're writing story, I guess? I guess it means you're stuck writing like the game design document rather than actually developing the game, which I feel that. Oh yeah, and then Moonside, we're doing the Mini Jam 187, but Godot makes me want to slam my head into the wall. No! Oh no! No. Godot is great. Oh my god, look, if you need any help with Godot, I'm right here. I got you. I don't know if you said you're doing it on stream or not, but if you're developing that on stream, I will happily come in and help guide. I am stuck on an object that is trying to detect a tile map player under it. It'd be like that. Oh no, is that a 2D thing? Is this something too 2D for me to understand? Uh-oh. I can help you only in the realm of I'm just kidding. I can probably figure out a 2D thing. I don't know. Stuck on an object that's trying to detect a tile map layer underneath it. 2D minded. Can't help. Thank you for the follow, and gang. And I'm not sure if your following will help your gangrene shenanigans, but I appreciate the follow while you're still alive and hanging out and stuff. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Oh, that thumbs up looks inside. That perspective right there is iconic. This needs to be an emote. Okay. But yes, okay, let me look these jams up real fast. Mini Jam 187? I do a little gangrene shenanigans. I feel that. Mini Jam 187 Duality. Oh, that sounds fun as shit. How long has this been going on? Since the 20th. Oh, it's a really short one. I guess it is the mini jam after all. My first game jam was also really short. I did, I don't remember what I could probably look it up real fast. Let me log into my itch. I did a game jam in 2021. It was my first, like, actual game jam. And I created a 3D platformer because I love 3D platformers. And let's see if I can find what it's named. It is called Nimbot, Mimbot, and it is terrible. It is unbelievably horrible, but it was fun. It has some real. You don't go into it thinking it's gonna be a puzzle game, but it is. And because you don't go into it thinking it's gonna be a puzzle game, you get stuck because you're like, "What the hell? I'm soft locked," but you're not soft locked. You're stuck on a puzzle. I didn't like communicate that enough to the players, but yeah. The point I'm trying to make is that I made it in 3 days, and so a 3D game jam is perfect. But yeah, and then the other one was the Summer Dreams Jam right now. Let me look up that one. Holy God, music. Are you good? Okay, I guess that's fine. Summer Dreams Game Jam, June 20th to July 3rd. Okay, that's more of like a week-long one. My preferred length for a game jam is definitely a week. I think a week is like the perfect length to make something super impressive, but also not have like crazy competition you have to fight against, basically. Like, I think that's where I shine. Because we can start going to like a month. A month is insane. Like, there's a lot of RPG Maker game jams. There's like a yearly one, like an unofficial sort of series that happens once a year. That's like a month long, and it's so crazy that people that do month-long game jams are absolutely fucking insane. It is exhausting. My first game jam was the MS Paint jam. I made a game where you moved little scribbles around to walk on them. I was really bad, but I was 12 years old. You fucking made a game where you can draw the platforms and walk on them? That is insanely good for 12 years old. When I was 12 years old, I made a game where you're a block and you jump around. The end. That's all. I'm doing improv it, haha. True. Yeah, no, you're all good. You're all good, Moonside. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm just saying. Need any help? I'm right here. I'm ready to go. With support, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know, I just like helping people do game stuff. It is fun and good. I had another friend that came to me recently and was also doing their first Godot game, and I was able to help them a lot, and that was like super, super cool. And I'm really happy I was able to like help them make good progress, and so hell yeah. My expertise transcends all. Okay, this is 7 emotes. Okay. My God, the music feels so much louder than it should be. Okay, stop. Everyone shut the fuck up for a second, though. I gotta... Every time I say shut the fuck up, people just keep talking. That's a funny joke. Ugh. But let me focus on this for 1 second. So if your distance is less than 1, then we add the player's position to the offset somehow. What does this mean? Offset? See, why is it using color, though? Because color isn't your position. The Randev is the best of best experts. I'm pretty good. I feel like I'm pretty good at Godot. I'm not, like, fucking around with rendering shit yet. Like, super low level C++ rendering commits. But I'm getting there. And one day I really want to contribute something at that level. I'm still contributing stuff like, you know, menus and UI, which is pretty, as I've talked about before, this thing over here, this context menu, I created this. This is my contribution. This is my biggest contribution. But my next one is going to be something that replaces these pop-up menus with a dedicated window you can search through, which is going to be helpful for instances when you're modifying like a variant type and that has like way too many options, or if you have like a resource that has like 30 different possibilities, and that's going to be really cool. Unfortunately, I missed the 4.5 release window to do that, and so I think I'm gonna have to wait till 4.6 for that to get released. But 4.5 is looking and shaping up to be amazing. It's finally this fucking stencil buffer. Oh my god. Oh, stencil buffer is gonna make this game so much better. Okay, let's see. So, 3D game dev makes me physically hurt. I use GameMaker like a goof. Okay, don't crap on GameMaker. GameMaker gets so much shit just for the name alone, even when it's like a totally legitimate game engine that's just as difficult as Unity, and that always pisses me off. Like, people are so weird about GameMaker because they get it associated with RPG Maker, which of course is also like a totally legit engine. But of course there is a difference between the barrier to entry from RPG Maker and Unity. But that barrier, that contrast doesn't exist between Game Maker and Unity. But because it's called fucking Game Maker, people make that assumption even when Game Maker is like a way better 2D engine than Unity by a long shot. Like, my god, Unity looks like garbage, but when it's 2D-ish, I mean, I don't know. There's like, you have to set up settings to make pixel things work. And there's something about the fact that Game Maker is dedicated to 2D that makes it so much better for game development. And yeah, Game Maker is amazing. I started with Game Maker. I did Game Maker 7, which was like late 2000s, maybe early 2010s. And I watched as I went from 7 to 8 to Studio, of course, then Studio 2, and then I'm 99% sure the correlation between Game Maker and RPG Maker is only because of Undertale, which is, yeah, that's totally fucking right. The thing that people don't talk about with Undertale is like a subversive masterpiece, because Undertale came out at the same time as like the RPG Maker like horror game trend was happening. So people are playing like fucking, what's it called, Witch's House, Ib, some third example I can't think of, and then during that trend, Undertale comes out, and it's a top-down RPG game that sort of subverts you into thinking it's a horror game at the start. And I remember having that exact same impression when I first saw Undertale back in like was it 2015 or 2014? I think it was like late 2015. But I remember having that impression, like thinking, oh, this is another one of those RPG Maker horror games. And then you play it and you realize, oh, it's like completely different. But it's still, you know, I'm very perceptive and cool and know things. But if you don't really know things, as far as you're aware, this is still made in RPG Maker. Or, oh, Game Maker. Okay, yeah, same thing. So yeah, you're definitely on point, Anne, when it comes to that. But I love Undertale, but it's coded like shit. All the dialogue is stored in one massive if statement. That is actually a sentiment I hugely disagree with, Anne, because number one, coded like shit, what does that really mean? That's such an ambiguous sort of statement. The game plays good. It's barely had any bugs. If the movement feels smooth, all the gameplay and UI feels smooth and perfect, and there's no lag, it's a very performant game. So what does coded like shit really mean? And also, all the dialogue is stored in a massive switch statement, which is a huge difference, because a switch statement actually is way more performant and is able to jump between cases with a lot more optimization. Thirdly, I always hate that people say shit like, oh, Undertale coding sucks, all the dialogue is in one big switch statement. Well, it's like, what do you mean by that, though? Because what's the alternative? You put all your dialogue in one big Excel file, and then you load that into the game? It's still in one big file. Is the alternative is you take all the dialogue and you split it up into different source files? Well, then you can't really use Control F to search for dialogue and edit it. And also, the other thing about the Excel file option or some other third-party thing to edit your dialogue is that you have to also code in your own ability to parse cutscene information from that dialogue, whereas with Toby Fox's system, you just queue in the cutscene information directly into the code. It's so long story short, I think all the dialogue is in one big file is such a bullshit criticism, because it doesn't address, if you ever make that criticism, you first need to say what you would do as an alternative, because as of right now, people just say that and walk away because quote unquote big file is like correlated to bad code, because when you're a beginner programmer, you have a tendency to write all of your code into a big file without splitting it up because, you know, you don't really know how to do that yet. So there's that correlation, but then logically speaking, why would you not want it in a big file for the reasons I just described before? You have access to all the information, you can use Control F to search through things, and all of it, you can even generate this big file from something else, even though I don't think that's how it was done. Hypothetically, the big file is the most performant way to get it done. That's what pisses me off the most about that criticism, is that it is literally the fastest and most performant way to load the dialogue code, is to embed it into a single file. So why the fuck is this seen as a criticism other than the burden it puts on the developer for not being as organized as something like an Excel sheet might be? So it's people's criticism ultimately boils down to, oh man, Toby Fox had a harder time working on their own game to make the game more performant, and that's seen as a criticism? Are you fucking kidding me? That pisses me off so much. Anyway, that's my Undertale Switch statement dialogue rant. Thank you for stopping by. It's just a mix of all these different things that people don't really understand why they're criticized for. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Oh my god. Undertale is coded excellently. And people say otherwise, like, oh no, look at this dead code that's barely used or used once. It has like a ton of repeated if statements. First of all, I don't know. I don't want to get into it, because I'm not an expert on the Undertale code, but like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And people say things like, oh, well, it makes me feel more excited to work on my own code. Well, it's like, yeah, but also this sentiment that like people are going to criticize your code if you release a game is also sort of detrimental to making you feel comfortable writing games, because then you're worried about having to be perfect anyway. It isn't, so, you know, it's, okay, sorry. Chat has said so much since I was ranting. I gotta go back and read it all. Undertale horror? Well, photogenic. That's, you start Undertale, you fall into a fucking dark ass pit, you go and you touch a fucking flower, and that flower comes to life and tries to murder you. So it subverts your expectation. That's what Undertale is so fucking genius, right? Because in Undertale, you go in there and the first monster you encounter is like an evil motherfucker who's trying to murder you. So your first impression of the monsters is they're trying to all kill you. And more importantly, it tricks you. It tells you that it's going to help you, and these are quote-unquote friendliness pellets, and then the friendliness pellets try to murder you. They try to fucking kill you. So your whole impression of monsters so far is that all monsters are nice people or just pretending to be nice, but they're actually trying to kill you. And that's the genius of Undertale, because the rest of fucking Undertale is spent trying to undo that trauma you experienced. It's trying to convince you that, oh yeah, monsters genuinely aren't evil and trying to secretly murder you. They're all nice people except for this one flower that you encountered at the start. But since you don't know that yet, assuming you aren't like aren't encountering spoilers like I didn't, because I played it really early on. But if you aren't spoiled by anything, you genuinely think the plot twist is going to be you're in a horror game and everyone's trying to kill you, which kind of still happens with Toriel and stuff like that. But that's the genius. That's the fucking genius of Undertale and why it's so popular. That is, oh my god, it's so good. No, I'm talking about, okay, I've got to read through chat. I think sloppy code does not equal good games. I think sloppy code does not equal good games, but also sloppy code equals good game too. Yeah, it's complicated. It's really complicated. I think there's no correlation at all, which I think is what you're trying to say, Moonside Princess. You would rather a switch statement, huh? But I mean, yeah, the thing about Photogenic saying that is it already is a switch statement, by the way. The best part is, okay, Anne says the best part is that it doesn't matter. It still runs great. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes it does matter. I think the issue is just that, I don't know. It's complicated. It's just so complicated. I think there are instances where stuff like that would matter, but it doesn't matter. Like, you have to be smart where you put your good or bad code in a game. I made a challenge to use one file for an entire game I made, but I learned how to optimize it. And that's also the thing, like, one file isn't necessarily good or bad. If anything, one file is way more performant. It's just bad. See, that's the one I'm talking about. There's these criticisms of code get mixed together. Some things that are criticized of code would actually make the code better, and some things that are criticized in terms of performance would actually make the code less readable. And so this idea that code needs to be performant and readable are not compatible. But then you'll have, so that way, but because of that, you'll end up with code that can always be criticized for either not being performant enough or not being readable enough. And you can never have the best of both worlds. But because of that case, people can always criticize your code regardless. Oh, Okay, but I learned how to optimize it. I love big files. I hate multi-class files. Yeah, I mean, well, I use a lot of multi-class files in my game if they're really small or like they're utility things, especially if it's like a resource that's only used by that one class. Semicolon, oh my god, I get typed so much. Photogenic, do you have an absurd distracted emote yet? I need to make that. Remind me to make that. Need to make one. Moonside Princess, I did it in Java. 2K lines to 1K. I call it awesome. Photogenic, amazing. 2K lines for a game? I also kind of technically made a 2K line game because I was in a middle school and I had a computer science class, and one of our projects was to write a code project that we designed ourselves, and then of course I made one that was one big file, and you know, I didn't know how to separate Java files into different files, but I mean, it worked, and it's, had I separated it into different files, it wouldn't have run any better, it just would have been more usable for the developer. That's the thing, right? Like, developer burden, how is that a criticism? Ultimately, what you should be criticizing is the product itself. It's like seeing someone like make a fucking painting on like a giant canvas and saying, oh, well, actually, if you take a picture of that, it's the same product as if you just put it on a normal sized canvas. You suck as an artist. Well, it's like, no, they did something more impressive, so why are you criticizing it when I don't know, when the output product didn't really matter? And then again, who is reading the code other than you at the end of the day? Exactly, right? And that's why I hate this Undertale criticism, Moonside, because it's like, you know, people say, oh, this is to help developers feel more like, what's the word? Not have imposter syndrome, but it's like, if you standardize this idea that you're gonna read people's code after they release their games and fucking give them shit about it, are you really making them feel like being more inclusive to making people feel more comfortable with how they write code? I don't know. I hate you, multi-class user. Oh, Photogenic. I have a class of like, I have a file with like 4 classes somewhere. Oh, modders. Funny enough, I have done some ROM hacks, but every game has issues and or imperfections, you know? Yep. Yes, we are stealing from Nintendo. Don't worry about it. They haven't come for me yet. The playlist I got this from said copyright free, so I should be safe. I'm probably safe. I don't know if I'm safe. Hopefully the VODs live when I upload them to YouTube eventually. Nintendo don't. Oh my fucking god, you guys. Okay. I'm gonna do some coding now. Player distance to floor. So we have this offset from color. I think color, this is a multi-mesh. So color represents this position of this this instance in the multi-mesh. So this is actually fine. This just means the offset from this position. So let me go ahead and do that. But how am I gonna, so I need the offset from the middle position of the tile when I'm doing this in the vertex shader. So let me grab this real fast and go to lab floor. And wait, first of all, let me grab these inputs. Player distance to floor and that one. And we're gonna put them, oh, I have them right here. I literally have these variables already here. What am I doing? Let me get this offset code. Here I'm doing offset by 3, so I guess I could do that. And then I'm gonna do, we doing some oop and with little abstractions, yeehaw! Only multi-class when extending classes with new objects. I don't know, it depends on this is the thing, like it's code organization is a debatable thing. It's up to the user, which is why I don't think it should be criticized, because who are you to say what is or doesn't work with someone's workflow? I mean, obviously, you can criticize code structure when it's an open source project, but it's so iffy when it's not open source and it's just a product. You should only judge the product on how it performs and how it releases, is what I'm saying. It's like, here's an example where I use multi-classes. Let's see right here, tile map placer. So here I have 3 classes in here, but they're all really small. But essentially, all of these do is organize data together that I can edit in the editor. So for example, if I want to, I use the tiled mesh as a collection of all the information for the mesh, the extent mesh, the size. This is for the wall tiles, basically. So I can set the mesh they use. The extent mesh is a mesh that extends behind them. And then the size is the size of like that, how much size that takes on the wall. And then of course, priority is something. I don't know what the fuck priority is. I forgot. But the point is, I can copy and paste this class and I only use it inside the main class, which is this. Oh my god, I have so many fucking classes in this file. But it makes, I should probably remove this one. Well, I don't know. It doesn't really, no, all of these are only for this main class, Tiled Mesh Placer. So it doesn't matter, and they're all, a lot of them are really small. Going to inheritance, a dog bark. What is that? You know, they're jigging. They're doing a little jig. Small ass classes. ... Ignore this one. But like I'm saying, this only uses these functions in this file, nowhere else. So if I want to access the implementations for these functions or see where they're used, it's all contained within this one file. So, it's up to opinion. It's up to opinion. But you surely shouldn't criticize me for it, because who cares? I'm the only one suffering the burden for this code organization. I'm the only, so how, yeah. But why use the class then? Because that's how it organizes in Godot. So, like, this represents an object in the Godot editor, which I can then copy and paste to other instances of the class. And then I can also share the reference with that instance to other classes. So if I modify it somewhere in one place, it gets updated in the other place. So it's important for data that I want to, like, keep correlated together with across multiple instances of a certain node, essentially. Same for like reserve tile. This represents a piece of data that's going to not generate a wall tile in a certain location. And I want to have this pattern for all the walls on my, in my level, because I want one row to not generate at all, which is going to be like a certain row at Y position, reserve tile kind whole row, tile, and then all the rest of these. So if I want to make a change to that, what if I want to switch it to row 3 or row 4? All I have to do is change it in this one object in the Godot editor, and then it updates for all of the instances of Tiled Mesh Placer, because they're all referencing the same object right here. That's why I can't just copy paste this data into Tiled Mesh Placer. And also because I want to make an array of it. So I have an array of reserved tiles, and I can't make an array of all this associated data. So, yeah, does that make sense? Does that make any sense? I'm sorry, I'm ranting so much about this, but, yeah, that's the code. That's the reason why those things exist. And that's why, you know, obviously if you have, like, I would never put two nodes into the same file unless, you know, one of them was like completely reliant on the other. But I'd always put two separate nodes somewhere else. They really, like, files represent, they represent concepts, right? And so you don't separate classes because they're not the same class. You separate classes because they're not the same concept. And if they are the same concept but not like directly related, then you put them in the same folder, etc., etc. And then, you know, or you do what you want. Who cares? I mean, my God, in GDScript, you're forced to make every file a new class. Same with, I think, GameMaker, I guess. I have not touched GameMaker in so fucking long. But I mean, GameMaker is kind of weird because you also have like, how does GameMaker work? It's like you have you have like a script for every time it's executed for like updates and stuff. I really need to try GameMaker again. I love GameMaker Studio and GameMaker in general so fucking much. There's like an alternative universe where I just became a big GameMaker channel instead of a big RPG Maker channel, and that what am I doing in that universe? What is my life like there? It's confuzzing. I'm sorry, Moonside. Let me do the code I'm trying to do right now. Let me go back to lab level. So what I'm doing here is I want to make it so that the tiles are pushed down not only based on the player draw floor texture that they're generating, but also the player's direct position. That way they're always pushed down the players on the tiles. So to do that, I first need to check the player's position relative to the floor. So we're going to say if their position is less than, I say like 0.2, then we're going to modify this result variable to account for that. So let's go ahead and do that. We first need to get the offset of this tile to the player's position. So for that, that's going to be, so this is, I want this color to be the position of the tile, the center of the tile specifically. So we have that value right here. This is the top left of the tile, is this position. So we subtracted this, but I don't want it to be relative to the top left, I want it to be relative to the middle. But I know that tiles are exactly 1 unit big, so I just gotta add 0.5 to this, I think. 0.5, there we go. And so now we have the offset from this tile. Be back, no, you're all good. I don't do a lot of returns in programming, funnily enough. And it's something I need to learn more about. Yeah, hell yeah. No, I mean, returns are great because they let you take your code and split it up into different functions. Yeah, Photogen, get home safe, I assume is what you're doing. Yeah, but yes. See you in a bit. I've made no fucking progress, so I'm probably gonna still be streaming for a while. But yeah, Moonside, returns are important. It's important because you can take some code. I mean, you might be an ad break right now, but yeah, learn returns. They are good. They are delicious. I'm returning right here because that just means when you call this function, it's what the value you're gonna get is returned. It's so fascinating to me how people learn code through the internet now, because I learned code through a class as a young lad, and like, the idea of not learning in that environment, these very core concepts, is interesting, because I would try that. Now, albeit I was like in elementary school when I'd pick up these fucking C++ books and try to read them, but you know, it'd be so confusing, and to be fair, I didn't even have access to a computer, so how could I even learn the shit? But I still attempted, and it still went way over my head. But we live in a nice world now where you have YouTube videos, me from books and bad internet stuff. Oh yeah, I think we bonded over this, didn't we? Where we are, yeah, like we did the exact same thing. We're like, I'm gonna be a coder, and then you go to the library and you just can't. Nothing makes sense. Nothing. They like start you off the C thing, and it's like, oh yeah, just copy paste this code. It's like, what does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? I remember I'd get like game development books or something, and they'd be like making a game in C, and I don't know what fucking C means. I don't know what any of these languages mean. I just know, okay, C is a language, one of the many languages you can learn games for. I guess it's good to start with any of them, and so then you learn. And you don't know. You don't know. And that is hilarious. You know what got me into programming as a kid? Yes, Moonside. What got me into programming was Oofy ads. Oofy ads? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does Oofy ads mean? Is that not something you can say? Or is that like an actual thing? What got me into programming, kinda, or the first thing I successfully programmed was Minecraft mods. Funny enough. Oofy ads. Was it because you had to go into the inspect element and delete the ads, and that's what taught you HTML or CSS or something? I don't know. What do you mean, Moonside? What does this mean? What does this mean? Okay, offset. This is the offset, which if it's less than 3, we're gonna calculate the distance, which I did right here. And then desired distance is gonna be 3 times the distance to the floor. And then if the distance is less than that, then we multiply by that. Okay, I'm just gonna copy that over. This basically means we're getting the distance as an actual value based on this. We're going to get this desired difference, which is going to be 3, because this is 3, but we need to do it by the square of 3, which is 9. So I don't know why I'm doing 3 here, but I'm going to trust my past self that this is correct. 0.2, and then if it's less than that, we get the ratio. So we can do result times this ratio, and then maybe that will work. Let's try. Let's just guess and check, honestly, because I've been talking too much to even know. Yay, we are back! Oh! Moonside, when you said Oofy ads, I thought you meant Oofy ads was like the thing that you were like saying as the answer to your question. Oh my god. I was like, how did ads get you into coding? I just spent like a clean minute talking about that. Oh my fucking god, I'm such an idiot. Okay, this is not working. What the hell? But it's not going back up when I walk on them, so is it working? What if I just do, if this is this, then we're going to set result equal to 16, I guess, to make sure they're always down no matter what. Lol, no, wait, I'm sorry, just shut up. Oh, I hope no one saw that. That's so embarrassing. Okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, walkie guy. Boom. Okay, so they're definitely up when I walk on them, and then I walk back on them, they go back up. But look at that, they're like not even all the ones I'm stepping on. It's just that one in that corner right there. So the distance from the center is like not even accurate. I should extend it to be the square. Like I said, it should be 9 here. So then we do 9 times player distance to the floor, which is 2 minus 0, so it should be times 0.2. Oh, I need to add, oh my god, I need to divide by 0.2 here. Okay, so then we do that, and that'll give me a proper ratio. So, Moonside, what got you into programming as a kid? You still haven't answered the question. You still have not answered the question. And I'm gonna hold you to it. I will hold you to it, no matter what. But no, as a kid, I lied to another kid about making my own game, but I was going to take apart a Tamagotchi and use it as my own game, but after that, I wanted to learn how about programming. Oh my god! It'd be like that. That's so fucking funny. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good way to get into it. Yeah, I guess I already talked about I don't know. I've always felt compelled to develop games. I was born into this world to make games, which is a funny thing to say considering I have yet to do it, like, successfully as a full commercial release, which I hate, but oh my god, the distance is so large now. But it is what it is. Let me set that back to 3, and then let's see how that goes. That's a really fucking funny story. That seems like something I would do. Just like brag about something I couldn't do and then be stuck not being able to do it. Like one time I told friends in a project I could edit a video, but I really could. I didn't know any video editing yet. But then, to my credit, I spent 3 days no sleeping. Like every day after school, I'd get home and I'd grind the shit out of editing a video on a MacBook that could not edit videos that well. It was terrible, but I did it, and we got to present our video, and it was like so big, the computer couldn't play it properly. It had lagging issues. We should have uploaded it to YouTube. That way, it would have had compressed it and made it playable on browsers. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with it. It was like an MKV or something, and it was crazy. I was so mad about that. But that's what got me into video editing, kind of. And so, I really had a good time with it. And now I'm a YouTuber, somewhat. To some degree. In some fashion or manner. Okay, this distance is kind of way too big still. Then again, those C++ books got me frustrated, but I learned some things, but it took me ages to understand why an if statement worked. Yeah, the C++ books are fucked up. Because they're all old as shit, too. They're old as shit. They've been around for a decade, in the 2000s. When I was a kid, at least. I don't know when you were a kid, but basically when I was a kid. And so, you're already working on out-of-date bullshit information when you should be picking up, a Python book. Thankfully, things have improved, and now all the kids get Python books and Lua books, and it's so great. They code their fucking Roblox games in Lua, and it's beautiful, even though Lua is, the worst fucking language ever invented. I hate Lua. Why do people make Lua a thing? Some old head wrote them to be hard. Exactly. Well, that's the thing, right? That's what I've also found with, coding, is that, since coding's a new kind of thing, you don't have people who have learned to teach code. All you have are just existing coders that just become teachers, and they suck at teaching. And I don't know. It is what that was my experience with my coding teacher in high school or middle school. It was high school. It was AP computer science, and they just sucked. They did not know how to what's the word? Empathize with someone who didn't know how to code, which I understand because a lot of coders, especially early on, they're people who are just have natural knacks for coding, but you throw those motherfuckers into a classroom to teach people who don't have that same knack how to code, and they're at a complete loss. And I remember I was fine because I had the knack. I was born with the capability, I guess. Which I say, but honestly is kind of unfair because even though I was great at Java programming right from the get-go, that was only because I had been coding in GameMaker language for since middle school. So even then, I don't know what my life would have been like in that class had I not had that previous exposure. But oh, thank you, Photogenic, for having a based opinion. Yeah, Lua is the devil. I hate Lua so fucking much. It's about making a robot to see a temperature thing. Oh my god, yeah. I for high school in the computer class, I had to it wasn't a temperature thing. Though I guess, yeah, a lot of people's exposures were also with robotics. I just had pure computer science, but I know a lot of people had to deal with robotic shit and hardware. That's such a hassle. No. I just had a virtual robot I had to move around the screen. It was something called J. Carroll or some shit. Let me look this up. J. Carroll, Java. Carroll is an educational programming language designed to introduce beginners to fundamental programming concepts. Oh, Carroll is that. And then J. Carroll is a version of that that's for Java. Okay, that makes sense. If you look up J. Carroll, or just Carroll, you'll see like this, they call it a robot, but it's like a fucking pixel on a screen. It doesn't look anything like a robot. Coders can be jerks, but not all. Yes, I agree. I think coders are, I think coding is something that a lot of, I guess, how do I say this? As a neurodivergent person myself, I think coding is something that attracts a lot of neurodivergent people who are able to understand it really easily. But then, you know, they're not great socializing teachers who can understand the perspective of someone who isn't that way. And it's like, you can definitely tell. That has been my experience for like a lot of my professors in college, and definitely any teacher that any high school computer science teacher has been like that. And I remember when I first, well, first of all, it's something I've always wanted to avoid, because I've talked to a lot of people getting into game dev, and it's always been so important to me that I never lose sight of what it was like being a young child opening a fucking C++ book or a C book and thinking to myself, what the fuck does all this mean? I don't understand it at all. And I try to like never ever fucking forget what that was like, so that way I can remember what's going through the minds of people right now when I help them with Godot games or other types of game development things, which I'll never fucking forget. My high school computer science teacher was such a fucking bitch. He was such an asshole, and I really hated him for so much. And it sucked because I was at the top of my class by a lot in that class because of my experience with coding prior to that. And so he would treat me like a teacher's pet, and meanwhile I'm like, you're such a fucking bitch. I never, of course I'm not gonna say it to my face. I was a good student, but he was such a fucking asshole to these students. He'd be grading tests and come over to me like, oh, Rob, what's up with this? I don't understand why no one's getting this. And this is obvious basic stuff. And I was like, yeah, I understand. And I just sat there and nodded, but I feel like I should have been like, well, you fucking piece of human shit. They suck because you teach them so horribly. You fucking, you've lost all the empathy for what it was like to not understand what a return thing is, or what an if statement is, or how a class works, or just the basic fact that code runs line by line. That's not inherent to people. It just isn't. And you've forgotten that because you just have lived your life coding for so long, and yeah. Oh yeah, my AP professor for computer science was kind of evil to everyone but me. Same! Because like, they probably have the same experience that you did, which is you picked it up really easily. So you don't even experience the struggles. So they don't empathize. So they don't know, and it sucks. And oh my god. Moonside, yeah, and coding is amazing for people who I find to be lonely, including myself. Oh, you're lonely, I'm sorry. You seem to be doing good with a Twitch, and you have a whole Discord channel filled with people. You're doing great. I hope my friendship can contribute to less loneliness. I started at Photogenic. I started with this weird hour of code bullshit they forced on us. Oh my god. Hour of code, what the hell is? I've heard that phrase before, but I still don't really know what it means. When I hear hour of code, I think of those videos where they just try to teach you a whole programming language in an hour, which is great if you're really experienced with programming, but I mean, otherwise. What is an hour of code? The hour of code is a worldwide movement that aims to introduce millions of students to computer science through 1 hour coding. Okay, the concept seems cool, but it can, I don't know, I feel like the execution kind of mid. Also, modding Scratch. Yes, modding is 100% the best way to get into coding. All beginner coding classes should start with some form of modding, or like Roblox, Minecraft, or like you just said, Scratch games. Those are all good. Though I will say I'm not a huge fan of Scratch. I really hate using visual coding to introduce, but I'm not the person to really know the answer to that, because maybe a lot of people that do struggle would be better with visual coding, and clearly the experts that have seemed to taken the lead in the field and knowing this information seem to think Scratch works. So I guess people use Scratch, so I guess it works. Same here. C++ books are harsh. Some rand dev equals no game dev done today. It be like this. Y'all got me going off. Y'all got me yapping today. My coding professor spent the time helping me make my own file storage system. They did nothing else with the freshmen, and like, same! I remember my professor was so invested in my projects because I was doing cool stuff. Like, I made this really cool, for my first semester project in high school, I made an Oregon Trail clone using the J. Carroll system, right? And it was super sick, and I like wanted to do like input and like do pop-ups and prompts, and my professor was like, oh yeah, Rob, let me help you with all this. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Meanwhile, the rest of the class, they had nothing else. A friend of mine had like a really cool system where he called it Beeper Sweeper, because one of the components we used for learning was like these things called beepers, which are just objects on the ground your quote-unquote robot could interact with, and he made it so you can control it and pick up all the beepers like a Pac-Man game picking up fucking dots. That shit was cool. But yes, the hour of code is block-based stuff. Oh, visual coding is so easy. Too easy to be honest. Visual basic code is hard for me to learn. Rob? Oh yeah. My name was Rob. It'd be like this. Yeah, it'd be like that. I'll talk to you about that more later, Photogenic. I legally changed my name like fucking 5 years ago, so, you know, don't call me Rob, all right? But yes. But, yeah. Yes. We were talking about, like, pre-made... Oh. You know, even with visual code, I will say... I did start with GameMaker, which also had visual code. So how can I really criticize it when I also use a lot of visual code with GameMaker? Thank you. No worries. Hell yeah. Please do not. Please don't. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Oh my god, I'm so... Okay, I think this code right here should work if I run it. I just need to make the distance a bit smaller to 2. And then run this. Oh, I guess this makes sense because the distance is based on the square of that value. So this should be about 1 tile away. What I really need is square root 1, which should just be 1. See, if I clear all these tiles out and then I look at this, right now I still have a pretty good distance around. So when Boulder... That's a great question, Photogenic. Thank you for your input. I don't fucking know. Boulder after this, because this is going to work. This next test for this putting down this God, my mic is like loose as shit right now. There we go. Woo, put it all down, drop all these tiles. Okay, here we go. That looks good. It's not correct. It's not rounding right. See, look at my feet. They're touching this tile, but the tile's not pushed up. So I'm doing something wrong with the shader. This needs to be probably minus 0.5, not plus 0.5. Let me try that again, because I'm probably testing the origins of the tiles from the wrong position. All right. Okay. I can't wait to be like a YouTuber again, making like actual videos. That way I can make like rants on blood. Oh my god, it's still wrong. Wait. It's because I should be on this corner right now, but I'm not. Are you sure the language actually rounds up? I learned in Python that language will round down instead of up. What? Wrong rounding? Flip this. No, guys. I'm not even talking about like using a rounding function. I'm just meaning in terms of like my actual code, the way I'm rounding this. Because I can't even see what I'm looking at. Because this is a position of the tile, which is the corner of the tile, but I want the position of the tile in the middle of it. So I thought adding 0.5, which is half the size of the tile, to this position would get me the center, but it's not working, and I'm not sure why. I am not sure why at all. And now that is infuriating. Why is this not working? Because I'm flooring it, right? I'm rounding it. Rounding it gets me is it already in the middle, is the question. Maybe if I just remove this, it'll work. Tile size divided by 2. No, tile sizes are just 1 here. They're hard-coded again. Once again, it's an example of where you kind of want to hard-code things in shaders because they're way more performant. Uniforms are not good to use too many of. So, oh wait, I missed some things. We talking pre-made code. Visual Basic was so confusing but not interesting. Ha ha ha. Anyways, yes. Visual Basic. Fuck, that's for Excel, right? Or what was that for? Visual Basic. Yeah, for the, oh my, I'm seeing Windows stuff. VBA is a version of Visual Basic embedded in Microsoft Office applications. Okay, I was learning VBA then, whatever that is. I remember I didn't even use that for a coding class. I had to learn that for an engineering class where we learned, quote unquote, learned to use Excel. That was a weird class. That was not fun either. I really wanted to spend more time learning VBA and do something crazy with the Excel sheet. I just didn't even have enough time for that. Why aren't these tiles going down? That's odd. That is odd. Okay, finally I think I got this correct. Okay, I was right. I didn't have to round it at all. The P position already represents the center of the tile. Okay. Python also assigns almost arbitrary Boolean values to all integers. What does that mean? Oh, because like you can if statement on a Boolean on an integer and it like treats it whether it's truthy or falsy. Is it for a lot of different ints though? Learning to use the Microsoft Suite as a class is evil, honestly. Yeah. Why do I have to learn this? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, learning Excel was pretty important. Why are these tiles not fucking going down? Are they down? Ugh, I don't know. Okay, let me fix this, by the way. Okay, we're done. We're done with this. Result equal this to 0, and that will actually give me the result I'm looking for. I guess I should do the ratio, so it would be distance divided by desired distance. So if distance is 0 and desired distance is that, I guess I should call this max distance. Max distance. So this will give me the correct ratio then, because if it's at 0, I want it to be 0. Otherwise, I want it to like go out a little. And then I should multiply this value by that. So it should always be 0 towards the center, and then not that further out. But I should also cube this. But let me test it first. 0 is false, 1 is true, 3 is error. Oh, that's inside. If greater than 1, false. Oh, interesting. Huh. I can kind of see the logic there. Oh god, why is this happening? Okay, this is still not correct. I mean, wait, no, I think it is. I just need to walk over it. I mean, it's animated in the way I want it to be, so that's good. You know, this is fine actually, because it can make it looks like the tiles are kind of like not consistent, which can make sense in the world. I just need to decrease this distance a bit so that these tiles over here aren't being pushed down by their movement. So let's make it 0.5 actually. Let's really bring it down. And then we should be done. I hope. Why is this? Why? Wait, what? Huh? What? What? Game? I just got an error here. Oh, because I deleted the equal sign like an idiot. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, all right. If -1, false. Oh, huh. I mean, yeah, I guess that. I mean, that's consistent with if anything is not 1, then false. So I kind of like it. I don't know. I don't know. I do agree it's confusing, but yeah, they should just not let you do an if on a Boolean. Finally, some Python slander. I hate it when people give that slander to JavaScript. JavaScript is hype. I don't care what anyone says. Okay, why aren't these being pushed down properly? I don't know. Huh. I guess these tiles are good. I like how they're kind of fidgety. I don't know. I like it. And the game's gonna look like this, so I just don't understand why these tiles over here aren't being pushed down at all. Are they pushed all the way down? Is that what's happening? This is just what they look like because they're under the shadow? But these are also under a shadow, and they're not being, they don't have the same issue. They are! Look how dark they are until you, like, step on them. So I guess that does make sense. That is consistent. I just haven't stepped on all the tiles. It might need to be more obvious that they're being stepped on, though. Maybe I should make it, like, 3 instead of 2. This little JS is the top in web dev. Otherwise, it feels weird. Yeah, I mean, at least JS has, like, consistent C syntax. Not that I hate Python syntax. It's just so weird that people suggest starting with Python when I think JavaScript gets you more accustomed to the sort of syntax you're going to be familiar with and has the same level of difficulty as Python. Or like same, like, what's the word? Ease of access, I guess. Okay, these look nice. Look at this. Yeah, now can I really tell these are pushed down just in shadow? Okay, there we go. Go under that. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this. It's just so glowy. I love it so much. If you want syntax, and go for any C variant. Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. JavaScript is the easiest for introducing people. Because you're not going to introduce people to, like, fucking with C#. I mean, some people do go into C# with Unity, but, you know, if you're teaching a class, you should start. That's why I always hate it with starting with Java. I mean, Java has the syntax, but start with something without types. Start with JavaScript, or at least TypeScript. Something that's simple and you can make mistakes in pretty easily, and isn't going to give you runtime errors if you just kind of got it working. So I don't know. I guess that is hard to debug, but JavaScript's pretty nice. That's all I'm saying. But make sure these go down right when you step on them. Okay, this is perfect. I think this is really good. It's a little fidgety, but I think it's fine to have these be a little fidgety for what I'm. Look, there's no utility for them. They're just here for decoration and to make the world feel more alive. So this is good. I just hate when they go back up, right? Like, they shouldn't go back up. So, like, what is that? That's just going up and down, but I have to step on it fully to get it to go all the way down? Huh. I don't know. Maybe I do need to cube it so they go way more down with the ratio. Let me think. When I say cube it, I mean that you can use an easing curve to apply the effect in a more gradual way, where closer to the end gives you more of the end result. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Float, cubic out, float value, returns, let's get the inverse. So float reverse equals 1.0 minus v, and then you do 1.0 minus v, reverse. Okay, let's call this v2 actually. v2 times, oh my god, v2 times v2. And that'll give me cubic out, and then I can use this value when I assign this right here, I think. And then that should make it so things are good, I hope. I like your sparkly emote, Moonside. And something that will actually give you a way to make marketable programs if you continue marketing. Oh my god, have you been looking at the game the whole time? I need to fix that. That is... Okay, what the hell am I looking at? Well, I guess it does look kind of nice now. Because now I'm not getting that effect as much. You definitely see it animated, which is really good. But they're like weirdly going down then back up still. Like, why are they doing that? I don't know. That's weird. That's weird, bro. Like, they should be going down as hard as they can. And the radius should be way smaller, I think. BRB, you're good, princess. You're all good. Burb. Or have ways of running them without downloading a large database file. Yeah. Something will give you a way to make marketable programs, continue perfecting it. JavaScript, like all the other languages, are built into the computers. Yes, yeah. That's how it does, kind of, right? Where you kind of bends back a little. But I don't want that for the tiles. I want them to stay down once you push them down. See, look, this goes all the way down and all the way back up until I step on it fully. And even then, it kind of goes back up when I walk over it. This is tough. This is really tough. I think I need to get rid of this and just implement the whole thing as it is. Because as I'm doing it right now, it is not consistent and it doesn't feel good. So I think doing the player thing makes sense to some degree. I really need to look at... But now the player's feet are in the ground. So I need a way to have the radius always be around the player anyway when I'm doing this. Because that was kind of like just a hack to make this look nice. I don't know. Yeah, and then like it's not consistent somehow. Is that why I'm having issues? Because I'm not rounding it properly with this other code? Wait a second, is that it? Could that be it? Wait. P is this, which should be a corner, but it's not. I established it wasn't a corner, it was the center. The corner should be minus vec 3, 0.5, or vec 2. Wait a second. Wait a gosh darn second. I learned this already. I know this. Oh my god. Wait, am I a fool? Am I a fool this whole time? Break out of the glass. Oh my god. This looks so much better, I think. Oh no, I think I was rounding it wrong. This looks so much cleaner, and the feet are never under, because this is accurate now. Or they're kind of under there, but I don't think that matters too much. It's keeping up with the player, which is what's important. Wait a second. Waiting. Oh, okay, wait, no, you can stop waiting now. It's all good. You can now officially What the hell is this? Oh, I didn't put a collision box there. Let me do that real fast. I keep forgetting to do that. Okay, go over to the corner. Click corner. This needs a static body. It's going to be made unique, and then I need to set it to size something, like 1.5 by 1.5, I think. And that should be good. Let me go into not this mode to see the collision box. That is not correct. The corner, this needs to be up, actually. This needs to be in, like, wait, no, does it though? I think this just needs to be up. Like, this just needs to go up like this to 0.5. And then since it's in the corner, we need to move it out by its own size. So 0.75 by 0.75. And there we go. Now we have the collision box there. Okay, perfect. Unwaiting. Thank you, Photogenic. Okay, so there's a collision there. God, I love how the tiles reflect the light of what's shining on it. That's a really nice effect. You better get food after stream. Photogenic, you're not the boss of me. Do I see a food emote in chat? Until I see pictures of food, I do not actually get hungry or desire food. So, I'm just kidding. I'll get food, Photogenic. Don't worry. Why the fuck are my feet underneath these tiles? It's still a little off for some reason. Like, it's like my center point isn't in the middle, but somewhere over there. And I don't understand. Like, this, it seems to work going that way, but that's just because I think the game is hiding it. Like, if I need to stand in the exact middle of these two tiles. And then from there, it's just... it is not correct. It could also be I'm doing the wrong cubic formula. I will send you pics of my food. Oh, pretzel sounds so good right now. See, right here, it's doing like the exact middle perfectly. So am I just being overcritical at this point? I think I am. I think this looks good. I think I just need to make it so it doesn't push down as I get close to there. Yeah, I need to make that a thing in floor, whatever you call it. Response floor. So where is that? That's right here. Distance to floor is V, and I'm using that here to determine how, like, the one is the, okay, I see now. So I need to make that a parameter. What phone? Oh my god, it's you sending food. All right, I'm gonna take I'll take a little gander at your food, Photogenic. Oh my god. Oh, it's like the mini pretzels. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I held the sneeze back. Oh my god, I'm never sneezing in my life again. I will never ever fucking sneeze, and no one will ever stop me. Oh yeah, I love mini pretzels, but in my head I was thinking you were like saying like big fucking fluffy like whole pretzels. Oh yeah, today's the day, isn't it, Photogenic, by the way? I almost forgot about that. I'm down. I'm still ready. Let's do this. But okay, let me make an export thing for this. Export var push. I guess I just call it like air. How do you spell? This is Arial, right? AERIAL. Aerial floor touch distance float. For the grass, the touch distance from the air was a lot higher because the grass comes up. But for these tiles, it needs to be way lower. So I'm gonna make that one here, but then I'll go back here and find that piece of code. Where is the code? Here it is. So V, what is V? I don't know. V is the distance from the floor. So if the distance is too far, we don't even apply this. So V is less than this. V is less than, not cubic out, aerial floor touch distance. Less than or equal to, I'll allow. So if it's less than that, we then do, right here I'm subtracting from 1, which is giving me the reverse. But what I actually want is that reverse after I divide by the distance. And that makes sense. But this is going to be constant, so what I should be doing is just storing this value somewhere. So let me go ahead and do final aerial, what? Aerial impact? Impact equals this, and then we're going to close these parentheses. Aerial impact is that. Boom. Optimize. I think I should probably optimize this too. Oh my god, this is a lot. This really needs some optimization. Holy shit. Final something equals this. Gonna be responsive radius 2 right here. And then we're gonna put that right here, and then that. We don't need all these parentheses anymore. Okay, perfect. And anything else I'm calculating in the for loop? I don't think so. I'm doing these math floors, but I need the offset for these. Do I? Wait a second. Do I? Offset isn't changed. Position isn't changed. PPU isn't changed. Oh my god, this can also be outside of the if statement or the for loop. Oh my god. X offset equals that, and then final Y offset equals that. Okay, there we go. Boom, and then bop. Welcome back, Moonside. How's it going? Just dancing a little Espeon. I love Espeon. I had a friend who was super into Espeon, but my favorite's still Sylveon. Sylveon is just so hype. I don't know. It's hard to say what your favorite Pokemon is without thinking, like, a lot of people do it just based on designs, and the aforementioned friend doesn't even play the fucking game, so it's like they do it purely on designs. But for me, it's like the moves and the capabilities of the Pokemon in battle do influence my love of them a lot. And so, like, Sylveon being the first Pokemon to introduce the ability to switch normal moves and the fairy moves is so fucking hype. I love that ability so much. Ice cream. Oh yeah, I'm having ice cream tomorrow. It's gonna be my grandfather's birthday. I'm gonna go over, get some free food. It's gonna be so hype. Can this be, can I pre-calculate this? Like, if I do aerial impact divided by response radius 2, I can just multiply that value by distance to get the same effect, right? So maybe I should do that. Why do I call this red? But I'm not going to, because it'll make my code less readable, and I don't really want to have that effect. So this is an instance where, like, this is a great instance of what I was just talking about, where, sure, theoretically I can make this more performant, but it would make it less readable. And then in the future, people are going to give me shit because I made less readable code, even though it is the more performant option. I don't know, but I err on the edge of more readability versus performance in most cases. Obviously, there are some cases where it's worth for the performance, but yeah, I might put it in a function of some sort. Okay, let me recompile my hex code. Recompile. I'm just recompiling for the distance thing, and then I can change that value in the editor to be way less, like 0.2, and then that should work. Espeon, Umbreon, Jolteon. Jolteon is pretty hype. I love Jolteon a lot. Umbreon is also. Umbreon was like my first favorite, because I'm dark and brooding. But I don't know, Umbreon's just cool. Umbreon, my beloved. You know what was a hype game? Fucking Pokemon Coliseum, where you get to start with both Espeon and Umbreon. What a fucking shit. I'm saying shit, but it's not. I'm not saying a shit game. I'm saying like a shit ton of fun, I guess is what I was going for. I don't know. It's a great game. I love that game. I played XD Gale of Darkness first, which, I don't know, was a mistake because Coliseum was way cooler and I loved it so much better. But it definitely didn't have the same, like, polish of mechanics. So you kind of downgrade in that aspect, even though you upgrade in terms of aesthetic and cool vibes. But yeah, that's a good game. Oh my god. Okay, I was testing whether, what happens I got spiked. Okay, I was testing what it looks like when I come down from above. Oh yeah, the tiles are saved with each death. Okay, let's go here. They still plop down. Oh, because I didn't update the fucking value, you dumbass. Aerial 4 touch distance 0.2. Save, and it should update in the game. Oh, it does. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my god, that's so perfect. Okay, let's go. Maybe I can make the distance a bit smaller even for this. What is it right now? Wow, there's gonna be no boulder this stream. Rip Boulder Dreams. Is it bad that the player kind of you can't really see them through these glowing tiles. No, it's fine. You can clearly see the player. It's okay. With stencil buffer and with stencil buffer and 4.5, I'll be able to make a better outline for the player anyway. Oh my god, I'm so fucking hyped for stencil buffer. You don't even know. You don't even fucking know how hyped I am for stencil buffer. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Let's see. Why do I have content out code here? The distance is... No, it's not even a distance. It's the radius of the draw. So I need a way to lower that somehow. Do I have that as a thing? Responsive radius right here. If I set this to 2, will the radius be smaller and then I won't have as much of an effect on the tiles as I walk on them? That's what I'm hoping. That must be it, right? Is that a variable I set up elsewhere? Let me check. Floor placer. I don't. It only makes sense to put that there, so I think that's the only place I put it. So let me go ahead and check that out. Oh my god, this is perfect. Now I actually feel like I'm pushing on the tiles with the character. It's not like too spread. Oh my god, this is it. Oh, look how it looks in 3D. You actually look like you're pushing down 3D tiles in this 3D world. Oh my god, yes. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, you know what this is? This is a git commit moment. This is so good. I'm so happy right now. I'm glad I spent so much time on this. I know it was such a huge time sink in terms of streaming, but I'm really happy with the result. And I think interactable floors are an important aspect of this game, so... let me go to my game, GitHub, finish lab tiles, interaction, floor, response thing. Commit 6 files and push. Okay. No testing rooms, sir. Nope. I only test in actual levels that will exist in the world. I don't need... fuck testing. I mean, why would... If I need something, I'm gonna put it in my game anyway, so why would I ever need to test something that's not already in the game playable? You know what I'm saying? Those motherfuckers who put, like, slopes and stuff in their test room for their 3D platformers could not be me. Could not be me. If I encounter a slope I can't handle in my own game, I'll handle it in that moment. Otherwise, I don't need to handle it because it's not in the game. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I need a sip of water. I'm thirsty as shit. I don't have any more water. I forgot about that. Well, let's keep it going then. Oh, I do have soda, but I hate soda. I don't want to touch a soda. I guess it's not really my soda. It's like it's someone else's soda, but I can still take it if I want. Okay. Think, gamers. Put on your game thinking cap. Okay, I'm in thinking mode now. Boulder time. What does a boulder look like? It needs to fit into this area right here. I think the boulder will be a part of the level geometry, so I can make it in the level geometry Blender file. So let me go ahead and do that. I was working on light strips earlier. The level lab 1 geometry. So it needs to fit in this hallway right here. But this is also scaled up. So does it really even matter? I don't think it does. Let me go ahead and create a new Blender file. All right, pull time. I mean, I say pull time, but everyone already knows. If I ask should we keep the default cube, we're gonna say yes. Therefore, I shall destroy it. Goodbye, Blender default cube. Okay, so what do I put on this? Do I use metaballs to make something cool looking? We can try. Metaball. Add. I guess I just duplicate them, right? Duplicate. Duplicate. And this will give it some texture, I guess. Duplicate. Duplicate. And this is... Okay, there we go. Duplicate this. Maybe move it a bit over here. Am I selecting the whole thing right? Whoa. No. I want to select the metaballs. No, not G. D. Like this. Let's make it look a little rounded. Put that there. Oh, I love 3D worlds. They're so cool looking. And yeah, let's look. It needs to be smoother though. I'll smooth out the what you call it. First of all, how do I do this? Convert to mesh. And then I need to make, I mean, what are the vertices? Wow, it's actually pretty optimal looking. Let's go ahead and, what am I going to do with this? Let's smooth it out, I guess. Sculpt mode. Let's add topology. Let's go ahead and smooth a little. Smooth, 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 smooth. Like, I don't want it to be like a perfectly round object. That's lame. I don't like perfectly round. Well, I do like round things, and that's why a lot of the world is... Look at that. That's bouldery. Maybe we should make like an actual sphere for reference. Okay, hold on. Object add mesh UV sphere. Let's scale that up to like this and then... Okay, so definitely the underside is a bit lacking, but it could just be because it's not centered good. Let's move this into the center like this. There we go. I mean, it's pretty circular. That's pretty circular. I think that's pretty good. I could definitely increase some of the size at the top, but I could just scale that a little, like scale like that. Let's scale out like this. Ooh, yeah. Let's scale X. Not scale X, scale Z. No, not scale Z, scale Y. There we go. Oh god, wait, this side is lacking a bit. Let's move it over a bit X, and then we're gonna scale it on the X. Okay, perfect. The perfect boulder. And now, what do I do with this? Well, first we decimate it, honestly. Just for, not because I'm doing it for the style, I'm doing it for the performance. Because that is a lot of vertices. And look, you get the same effect anyway, basically. Let's go ahead and auto smooth. And, I said I was gonna put spikes on it. Do I put spikes on it? I guess I should. I know there's some technique to like put things on the surface of an object in Blender. I don't know how to do it though. But, no, this is probably fine. Should I triangulate? Triangulate? How does that look? I could probably triangulate in the thing though. So let me do that. This, triangulate, then quantify. Ooh, there we go. Beautiful. And then, okay, I like that. There's a little pinching right here, but that's okay. This is a good boulder. I like this boulder. It's not just a boulder. It's a rock. A rock. Save. I guess it's gonna be in level 1 stuff. So this, yeah, level 1, because this is only gonna be for this one. So boulder. Save. Let's go back. Canon stuff. Yeah, go on. I get it. Take your time. Don't take your time. Fucking go. Go, Godot. Go, Godot. That's gonna be the Godot's theme song. Go, Godot. Go, please go, Godot. Go, please go, Godot. Go, why the fuck are you building lights, Godot? Just fucking go. That's my theme song, personally. Yeah, it's pretty jaggedy. I like that. Let's give it a material. I need to name the material, actually. I need to name the thing as well. This is... Boulder. It has this material. Okay, that's good. Let's go back, re-import it again. Open up the blend file. The material. Okay, let's see what we got here. Visual assets. Materials. World? Lab? No, I don't know. Let's go to materials hard-coded for now. There should be like a brown, right? I guess. Oh, here it is, brown. And then we're going to import this as what? Visual assets. Visual. Yeah, it's going to be under visual assets. Blender, level geometry, lab world, level 1. Well, it should start you in the same folder that the blend file's in, honestly. That pisses me off that it doesn't do that. I hate that. Okay. Can we close this? Now we take our boulder.res and let's drag it in. And there's our boulder. It's beautiful. And then we need to expand it a little. So let's scale it up. Look at, oh god, no, link the scales, please. Like this. And the idea is you're going to be here. Is that intimidating enough? I don't know. Does it fit in the world too? It's kind of bright and unlit. Maybe it needs to be a bit darker. I don't know. Huh. Maybe, yeah, it should be a bit dark. Yellow. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Yellow. Needs to be a black hole. It definitely needs to be a bit darker. Let me copy this into override and then make unique. And then let me go ahead and, yeah, it is bright. See, that's dark there, and that makes it look nicer. That fits with the environment way better. All right, okay. Let's look at the scale in the world first. Looks like a potato right now. No, don't be mean to the boulder. Stop. No, he's trying his best. Okay. Jump over that. Oh, I can't even jump over that. I'm a fool. Okay, let's see. That and that, and then we go through here. And our boulder, oh my god, I can't even see the fucking boulder. That's perfect. It's gonna like come out from the darkness. Let me move the boulder down. There we go. Oh, I kind of love it, actually. I kind of love it. I think it needs to fit. Well, no, I think it can like be on the, like plop down onto the rails right here and then start rolling. Right, and then how easy is it to see the roll? Let me try rotating it. Oh, you can clearly see it rolling. It's perfect. I could probably add some color and texture to it to make it a bit easier to see. But look at how big that is. That is great. Oh my god, I love that. You don't expect the boulder to just come out of nowhere from the lab. That's pretty funny. That's really fun. Maybe it should be a sphere, since we are in a lab after all. And then you can also put like a light ring around to like see how much it moves. Oh my god, I've totally sold myself on the sphere, actually. Oops. It'd be like this. Maybe we should make it a sphere. Giant yummy potato. Perfect. Now just code, collision, and animation. Yeah. Let me actually delete the boulder and start all over. You hate to see it. I'm sorry, photogenic. Don't, whatever that emoji is. Not like this, me. Because you're in a lab. Should it really be a boulder? It should be futuristic. I don't know. In my head, it was like a bouldery boulder, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it by potato. Okay, you know what? Photogenic, you know what I'll do for you? Let's actually take this boulder and push it somewhere else. No, let's use it in the grass world later. So I can move it to Sky World and just bring it over for now. You wanted to kind of surprise them with it. Yeah, but it's not the vibe I want. I want it to glow a little. It needs to glow. It needs to glow. And it's not glowing the way I want it to. But we will use the boulder. We will reuse the boulder soon. You will be surprised if it's like a giant glowing ball regardless. I'm sorry, I'm censoring the potato. You're a potato. It needs to be radioactive red. Yes. Maybe. I wonder what the proper way to dodge it would be. I don't know. Can you duck under it? No, I won't allow that. I will not allow that in my game. General, we don't need to save that. Get rid of all these. Give me a smooth mesh. Give me a UV sphere that's auto shaded smooth. And then this is not actually what I want because I want rings all the way around. How would I achieve that? Oh, you'd put it right here actually. Okay, I see. You put the rings here. And then we're gonna extrude, scale in like that. Yeah. We're not scaling that much. We can scale out a little bit. And then we're gonna give it a material. And then we'll give the ring a little glowy glow effect. Ring. And then ring. Miku blue ring for Miku. But you just said it's supposed to be red for I don't know, Teto red? It could be Teto red. Let's assign this here. Do this. And we make the rest of this like a dark color, a dark grayish. That's metallic. Yeah, look at that metallicism. For Miku! It'd be like this. Yeah. I should make these. Can I make more rings? This feels way too big because it's gonna be a big ass ball, right? Yeah. Let me undo this. Oh, it's gonna be so annoying to undo. Okay, let's put a ring around here and then put a ring in the middle of this, and that's what's going to be put inside. Is that even too big? That might be not. It's fine. Extrude, scale in. Let's do everything material. Add a second material. That's going to be the ring. Oh, okay. Ring, and then red, and then do it here. Boop, boop. Assign. Who is texting me? Oh, it's time. It's medication time, and it's just for my antihistamines. I like big balls, and I cannot lie. Photo Jen, you need to tell me something? You like big balls? I also like big balls. I want to crush the player with its spiky goodness. I really want to do spiky though. That'd be so sick if it was spiky. Like, is there any way I can extrude individually? Like this? Normal? Like, I only know how to do it from scaling, but then I want it to be spiky. Extrude and then scale, and then can I somehow separate them all, and then I don't know. Okay, I gotta Google this. Blender, how to extrude faces separately. Extrude individual faces. Here we go.
Whenever we select multiple faces that are next to each other,
go off?
press E to extrude.
Yes, they extrude together. I know. You don't have to explain the premise. I googled this. Go ahead and press Control F. Extrude individual faces. Oh, okay. He likes big balls. Control F. Extrude individual faces. Oh, there we go. Then how do I make it so they all the points turn into like points at the center? Can I by at center for all of them? No, I can't. Thanks for the dance, Miku. I called Moonside's Princess Miku. Oops. Thank you for the dance, Moonside. How to merge vertices for each face individually. I can't be the first person experiencing this. You need to separate the faces and merge vertices within each face individually, then finally reconnect the faces. That's awful, Google AI. I don't want to do that. Subdivide, fill, and merge. Moon is the new Miku. Merge vertices at individual centers. Edge collapse. What? Oh, despite the description look quite simple, the algorithm is capable of iterating process across several clusters. The operation is by deleting edge collapse in X? Oh. So I can do all this again. So I can probably do it for all the faces like at once. Like if I do all of these, Control F, extrude individual faces, do that, and then hit X, collapse. We have a fucking spiky ball. Look at me. I'm like a fucking Blender tutorial short guy who does things really fast and easy. Okay, let me do them all at once now. All right. So let me select all. Deselect the ring. Deselect this and deselect this. No, not that. This. And then I'm going to extrude individual faces a little bit. And then I'm going to collapse. And there we go, it's spiky ball with a lot of texture and way too many vertices. Oh my god, it looks beautiful. Wow. Yeah, okay. Blender Master right here. Metallic. And then let's make it a bit darker. And then how is that? That looks like a creature. That looks like a fucking Evangelion angel. That shit looks crazy as hell. Okay. Now I'm going to save that as the ball. Okay, ball. And then we're going to go back over here. Import. Yeah, you better import. And we're just going to drag. Well, let me first export ball. Okay, let me actually get the path first. Get me out of here. Copy path. Go in here. Ball sphere. Enabled path. Paste this. That's actually not going to work. Let me paste that path. Get rid of blend. Do .trez. And then re-import. That looks like an enemy, like where it shoots lasers. Yeah! Yeah. And then put the ball trez in here. It's gonna be way smaller than I want it to be. Also, the lighting's wrong because it's not the right, whoa, why does it look so fucking weird? I need to fix that. Surface override material. Let's make this a, I guess single color. Oh, no. This needs to be a standard material. No, shader material. Do I have like a single color with other options? I need a metallic here. But I don't think I have a metallic option one yet. I really need to fix that. But for now, we'll make it gray. Why is it? What is wrong with it? Oh, the faces are inverted. Oh my god, that's what's wrong with it. I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? All right. Let's look at the faces. Face. No, wait, they're not inverted. They're perfect, I think. Are they? They look fine. Yeah, they're definitely coming out. So this is, it's not the normals that's making it look like that, I assume. I really wish I had that material still. I need to retain it. What am I doing? I have a thing for this and I'm not using it. Retain material override. Let's go ahead and copy this. Oh, no, I didn't mean to paste there. Add element, shader. Like, where's the shading lines? Why you rage, photogenic? It's okay. Single color. Oh my god, where is it? No. Come on. Single color. Let's make it white. Does it look good when it's white? Retain materials. Oh, it's a laser spot. Oh, fudge. It should be this first one. Retain materials. And then we make this unique before we change anything. And then we make it red. Red. There we go. Retain. Beautiful. I love it. Let's make this a bit darker. The issue is there's no light on this ball. So you can't even see the individual spikes now that I think about it. Whoops. There are solutions. I could change the I could do fake lighting by changing the color based on the normal. That might be the move. I really want my spikes. I don't know. Let me scale it up and do more of what I call it. There we go. It needs to be so that you can't crouch underneath it. Okay, you can't. You definitely can't. Let's make this 4.7. Boulder hates us. No, Boulder loves us. Boulder is good. It's a good lad. Let me move this up a little. There we go. Okay. The texture makes it so it's way easier to see that's rolling too, which is nice. And what's important is that it just looks big to the player. So let's test that again. Okie dokie. Let's see. Break out the glass. Yeah, like I always do. Crouch under the laser. Jump over this laser. Go here. Yeah, that looks beautiful. Oh, I love this ball. Oh, this is a ball that we can be proud of, photogenic, honestly. You gotta go, Moonside. No, you're all good. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you had a good time. Happy with my tiles. My floor finally looks decent. I wish I could have done more ball. No, we're gonna finish the ball, photogenic, no matter what. I hope you can hear me because it's adding right now, but photogenic, if Moonside can't hear me, tell them I'm saying goodbye. Even though there's an ad, and I appreciate your presence. Please return, or not. It's your choice. It's all good. There's no way you can look like a crouch. Yeah, you definitely get hit by the ball if you try to crouch. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, cool. All right. I think this whole hallway should just be filled with different types of lasers that try to hit you. And then when you get to you hit the laser, and you're like, okay, why do I care about the laser? The door's closed over here. And then you get back, and the boulder falls down and starts chasing you back. And when you run back, you realize, oh shit, the door's closed. I can't get through, and the ball crushes you. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty fun. How am I going to animate this though? It needs to be some sort of constant sort of no, don't expose me like this. It needs to be some sort of constant animation. I don't know. This is gonna be tough. Can I put can trigger boxes be moved by other trigger boxes? I assume so. Because I do that with this kill box right here, because it doesn't kill you until the spikes come down. So that would definitely work. And I'd give it a circular collision, because that would actually be perfect. Yeah, I don't know. And then, why are these not all the way down? Oh my god, the OCD is crazy for this level, because you want all the tiles to be down perfectly. And you can see the ones that aren't down all the way. Oh yes, put them all down. Yes. Oh, it's so beautiful. So you hit the trigger box. This is gonna come down, and then it's gonna start rolling. So how do I rotate and roll? I think I'm just gonna have to do that with my eventing. So let me, okay, Photogenic. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually do this. Boulder, you're gonna come up here, like way up here. Move back, like right here, I guess. And then I'm going to give my ball. Okay, this ball should be under here, actually, in lab geometry. In fact, we should probably separate all these into areas. So this is going to be node 3D, area 1. What are we doing? I'm gonna show you what are we doing. I'm gonna have to rebake after this. Is gonna be annoying though. Door 1 stuff, test tube 1 base, tutorial, laser, secret laser. All of these need to go spikes area 1, cloner. All of these need to go into area 1 basically. Let's do that, and then it's gonna give me shit. So let me generate the light maps while I can. And this way, no, this should be area 2. So node 3D. This is area 2. Now close this. Ball goes into area 2. Because you should drink water. Okay, I'll go get some faucet water. Photogenic, how's that sound? I'll do it while it's baking right now. Okay, be right back. Oh, okay. Oh my god, did I lose all my viewers when I was gone? That shit was like a clean lot of time. Oh, what is happening? Oh, I got caught in like a conversation. It happens sometimes. Because you should drink, and there's also food that I ate. Oh, it was so good. There was fucking like chocolate croissants. Oh my god, it was delicious. I ate 4 of them. I'm so re-energized and ready to make this ball happen. Oh, I gotta make sure there's no chocolate on my hands. I'm pretty sure I washed them. Yeah, I guess I did because they're all clean. Okay, cool. Lag, what the fuck? Finished at 1812. Chocolate faucet. Yeah, I went to the whatever you call it, the Wonka factory. Okay, what was I doing? Okay, light baked, ball gonna get triggerified. This is gonna be what? Trigger box? Yeah, no, not trigger box. I want a kill box. This is gonna be a kill box. And it's kill type explode or flatten. This has to be flatten, right? Because it's a ball. And then give it a collision shape 3D. Make that a sphere. Let's go inside. Can I? Is there any spherishness in here? Oh god, I can't see it because it's a thing. Flatten like Mario. Yes. Exactly. Ooh, I like this. Okay, sphere should be in a little. You need just a tiny bit of leeway so the gamers don't get too angry. 0.9. Okay, that's not what I put in. 0.9. Okay, and okay, that should be good. And then that's gonna kill you. And next we need a trigger box to trigger the ball. So let's do trigger box. We're going to place it over here, somewhere in the middle, right here, like right here, so you can see the ball fall down. And that's going to be at position 24.5, negative 35, I guess. Give that a collision shape. God, excuse me. Oh my god. Eating and then talking on stream is crazy. It is never the move. Let's extend that out a bit. And then I guess it kind of up too, so you can't go past it. So up like that. Make it extend more. Bring the position back to 0. And then what's the size? 8. Okay, then we'll make the Y 4 then. And then give it some density. Let's make it like 10. Okay, and this is going to be called trigger ball trigger box. Flat like Mario. It's gonna be beautiful. Okay, the trigger box is going to trigger an event. Disable up the run, triggerables, events. Well, first let's assign the event manager. Do I need to assign that for kill box? No, I need to assign sound effect though. Here it is, player crush splat. Okay. Start to, no, these are all good. And then this is going to move the ball down. So let's do a move 3D. And that's going to be assigned to my ball. And it's type ball, there it is. Should wait. Yes. Start position is going to be whatever this is. I guess, what's the center? The center is going to be 25, maybe? Let's move it close so I can see. Yeah, 25 is good. It'll start at 30, and then it's gonna be at minus 50-ish. Yeah, minus 50 should be good. I like whole round numbers. Copy value, trigger ball here, paste start position, paste end position. End position is going to be what? Click the ball. Click the ball, please. Oh, there we go. So end position is going to drag it down. It's going to be right here about. Right, yeah, look right here. That's going to be 5. Can I make this 6? Yeah, 6 will be good. Okay, 6. Then go back. Trigger box. Mover 3D. Make this 6. And then easer. I don't think I care too much about easer right now. I do, because I can make it bounce with easer. I got dinner, so see you in a bit. Oh yeah, see you later, Photogenic. No, all good. All good. Tell everyone about me and my existence and how I've come to make the balls get you. The balls are coming. So make sure you tell them the balls are coming. Okay. I'll get back after stream ends. I'll DM you. Hell yeah, hell yeah. And then I'm gonna make this. Okay, I need this to be straight though. Keep that there, and then make that bounce up, down a little, up more, and then make another one right like this. Okay, this is perfect. The bounce is gonna be so hype. Hell yeah, hell yes. And then this is going to come out like this. Oh, perfect. And this one can come out like that. Okay, there we go. So that should make it bounce a little. Duration needs to be fast. So let's make it 30. And then you wait. It needs to wait for a little bit for the suspense. So wait, and then we start moving it again. So let's make another mover 3D from that position. So copy this end position and move it forward. So let's search up ball again. Start position is this. Easer should be linear. Duration should be 60. And then where do I want to move it is the question. So this, I want to move it on the Z towards over here. So like right here. So that'd be about minus 24. Okay. So trigger box, mover, copy this, and then add 24 to the Z, or just minus 24. Linear, okay, boom, that's perfect. All right, let's do it. Let us go. Let us start. Oh, it looks so ugly. I hate the way this game looks without the shader. Okay, boom. And then, okay, go into that. All right, and what do we got? So here, it should pop down. Gets way too fast. And then it comes, okay, that is almost amazing. That's actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and go to the trigger box. Mover. Duration, let's make that a bit longer, like 90-ish. I should probably start the player a bit closer to that. Let's go ahead and get the temp player start, wherever that may be, and push it over here. And then we can assign temp player start to actually make it work. Okay, perfect. And now we'll start from there instead. I hope that works though, because there are some on-start events that might fuck shit up. Like, why is the camera starting over here? Oh no. Oh no, I can't start from anywhere on this level because of the intro mechanics until I move right there. That is fascinating. That is actually fascinating. Oh my god, the ball is so intimidating. And the ball doesn't reset. Whoops. Okay, ball, let's go ahead and reset you, resetter, reset position rotation, perfect. And then this needs to be a bit slower, so 120, but we're not gonna wait because we're also going to be rotating while this happens. So set rotator 3T relative, node path is gonna be on the ball. And the ball we want to rotate on the red part, so that'd be X. So let's make it like 720. Make offset rotation relative. Yeah, that's what I want. And then our duration is also going to be 120. This is going to be difficult to line up perfectly, but I mean, hopefully it just looks good. I also need to add sound effects when it bounces, and then screen shake too. So, but I can probably time that correctly. I forgot I got to deal with this. Okay, that's probably still faster, maybe. Then it happens, and then it doesn't rotate. Why is it not rotating? Is it not waiting? It shouldn't wait. Can I not execute both? Wait, can I not do both rotation and movement on the same object? Or is it because I didn't assign it an easer? Could that have been it? I feel like I would just default to linear then, wouldn't I? Is it because this is just the same rotation already, so it just gets converted to... That's probably what it is. I need to make it so I don't use quaternions, because quaternions can't handle the over rotations, I think. We're going to try setting it to linear just to be sure that's the issue, and then I can do the offset rotation thing. Okay, let's go this way. Okay, and then please work. Yeah, it's not rotating. Oh, that sucks. The real question is if I'm by the door, can it even hit me? It can't. I need to move it even closer then. Like a minus 22 maybe? Because you can't really be able to see that it's not proper, because all you can see is that perspective. So that's probably okay. All right. Rotate 3D relative. Rotator 3D relative. That, and then offset rotation is this. I convert it to a quaternion, and then I add it? Or I get the current rotation and then rotate local. Is that what I want? Or do I just, like, why is... Oh, make offset rotation relative. But what I actually want is this to quaternion, I think. Let's try it with this unchecked, and maybe that will work. Hopefully, I don't know, I guess we'll see. Bam, 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 bam. Bum, ba, dum, bum, bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. No! Oh my god, I've been crushed. Okay, okay. That's just not correct. I need to just use Euler's. Tragically and unfortunately, I must use Euler's in this scenario. So, how I have to start and end quaternion. This really sucks. This doesn't account for over rotations though, but I guess it makes... Do I have any other types of rotational things for this? I mean, I just have rotator 3D, but that's also going to use quaternions, isn't it? Yeah. Huh. I guess I just set up a rotator mode. I should probably make it like a separate object then, shouldn't I? Like I should just copy this and do the same thing, but for Euler's. Rotator 3D relative Euler's. Same. These need to switch to vector 3s though. Vector 3. Bam, ba-dam, ba-bam, bam, ba-bam, bam. And then start quaternion, it's gonna be just this rotation. And then end rotation is just going to be these added together. So that's gonna be equal to this, like that. Bum, bum, bum. And then for update, I mean, I could just lerp these, honestly. Start rotation, end rotation. There we go. And then I could just... Are these already taken? No, they aren't. So I can just do those perfectly. Start... I should probably call them Euler, right? Okay. Euler, start Euler is this, and then end Euler. I forgot to paste it up there. Fuck me. Start Euler goes there. All right. Perfect. I don't need this. I'm just doing it directly. I hate all the code repeat here. I could definitely macro it up to make it so I don't have to repeat all this bullshit, but that's a problem for future me. I do have a system for that too. I really should use it. Oh well. Okay. Let me recompile that and then get another rotator 3D relative Euler's. I like that name though. It's fun. It is fun indeed. I really need to make like a hacks library for that maybe. That way I have a consistent syntax. That would be really nice. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me think about this. So I want to replace this with the other thing. So I really hate that I'm adding more garbage to this section though. Also, why don't I see it? Rotator 3D relative should be in here somewhere. Relative Euler. Why don't I see it? Here it is. I had to just open it up again, I guess. Okay. Ball, don't wait. X is gonna be 720. Don't care about this checkbox. I can probably get rid of that actually. Linear, 60, this should be 120. What was this? This is also 120, right? Yeah, perfect. Okay, then we can close this. Okay, perfect. All right. And then we can run this. Bum 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 bum. All right, so then we're gonna do that, and then I think we're good. Oh, it's playing. What am I doing? Here it is. Get out of here, trigger this camera correctly, and then come back. And now we should see some rotation. Yes! Yes, that's exactly what I was going for. Oh, that's so perfect. Okay, okay. And that was the exact amount of rotation needed, I think. I mean, I could do some math to figure it out, but For kill box, I know I saw something about only kill on move. I think that means only kill while the kill box is moving, so I should probably turn that on, and that way it'll only kill the player when it is like moving towards the player. But yeah, that looked pretty solid actually. Let's see. All right, falls down and then it starts rolling, and then yeah, and if I should be able to touch it, I actually can just go right through it. But I mean, whatever. Yeah, I probably should add some collision to that later. And there's no way you can really go under it without hitting it. So yes, no crouching. Now I have done all this hype for the boulder, but I haven't actually thought about how I'm going to let the player get past it. I just like the boulder idea. I like boulder. Boulder fun. You know, the Boulder's Gate. Okay. Okay, shatters the player. They're gonna respawn here. Perfect. I mean, yeah, maybe it shouldn't bounce that much because it is a giant ass fucking heavy boulder. So it should maybe screen shake and make a sound, and then it's good. Okay, let's try that. So mover 3D, let's make it bounce once. So we can get rid of this and get rid of this. And then we'll bounce this a tiny bit towards the very end. Like that, maybe? And that would be good. And then I need some sort of way to screen shake right when it hits that point. So we won't wait, but instead we'll create a waiter that waits for, I'd assume, maybe 80? And then what? We screen shake. Okay, let's look at the timing for that. And I want to start moving slowly. So I think for instead of this, I should do a new custom easer. No, curve easer. No, not a curve easer, a custom easer? Okay, and what would that be? If I want it to be slow, it needs to be an ease in. So that would be, let's just try quad in for now. Yeah, and we can copy that and give that to the rotator as well. Paste. Okay, and then here we go. Let's give it a shot. Bum 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 bum. Ba bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Ba da da da. Oh, I hit the alarm on accident. There is a bit of lag in this game I need to address. I think it's because of the walls. The walls have all these crazy meshes. And then it's gonna start rolling. Oh! Oh, that is good! That's really fucking good. I love that. Look how it bounces in as this starts accelerating. Oh my god, I love that. And the screen shake, it's so good I wasn't even paying attention to the screen shake. It must be perfect then, because I didn't notice any issues. Because it falls? Oh my god, it really is perfect. Oh my god, it's so nice. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, the rotation, it needs to not be 720 because it's too clean. Let's make it 800. And then what else? It accelerates towards you. That's good. When it hits the end, so I should wait for this. And when it hits the end, it needs another screen shake. So let's do that. Oh, that's gonna be so nice. Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it a lot. Okay, let's do this. Shatter glass, get the camera right. Okay, and then let's go through here. So I'm gonna go here. It's like, oh no, a boulder! Oh! This is fun. I like this. Ooh, that is really good. That is really good. Oh my god. I really need to fix this so the spikes come out from everywhere equally. I hate how it's very clearly that type of like blender sphere where it has the like shrinkage at the top. I could definitely find a way to make it so it's equally squares all around. Probably. Hopefully. I don't know. Let me look at it one more time. It's nice. Oh my god, look at that. Whoa! Oh! Now the issue is I can only escape it with running. So So I think it needs to be way slower. So let's make this 180 and then make this 180. Okay, and then run that because you're not going to have the run ability during the tutorial at this point. So let's go ahead and do this and then walk up here. Oh, nice. Then it starts rolling. Oh my god, it comes at you so good. And I can use this to see how far you walked before you got back. Oh my god, that's gonna be so perfect. Then you start walking back, and then you can escape. Okay, that's good. If you're right at the door, I need to test more once you actually turn the alarm on, but that is perfect. I think that's very bouldery. The best part about that is that I was able to do it with my eventing system really naturally, and that's what feels great about it. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with what we have today. I think I'm gonna call it a day. Hell yeah. Do I have enough viewers to do a raid? I think that's good enough. Let's raid. Why not? We'll raid someone who has like no viewers in that way. I have a rated you category. Oh, rated you? Oh, cause Kohari rated me. Yeah. Let's go back to Kohari. I'm sorry I can't. I should have. I don't know. You stream so long, you kind of lose out on all the viewers, but it is what it is. I made progress, and with persistence, there shall be more consistent viewerage in the future. But I hope you all had a good time. I guess not all of you are here anymore, but thank you everyone. Thank you Photogenic. On has what was it? Gorgine, Moonwood Games. Thank you so much for stopping in, and of course also Cleric with a cat. I'm trying to look at your name in the Twitch thing. Clerked like a cat. Yeah. And then Proper Duck came in here for a second, and Emo was here at the start. And then of course, Moonside Princess. Thank you as always. And yeah, thank you all so much. I'm going to go ahead, and I lost my browser, so I actually fucked up the raid. Raid message in case Photogenic you come back in time, or anyone else is here at the right moment. Is this right here? We live in a 3D world. We live in a 3D world. And so yeah, work on my Cursed Terraria mod. Kingdom of Gold Road. More level design. There are some interesting people here though. Kohari's streaming. Let's go raid Kohari. All right. Okay, got it. Start raid. See you all there. Good luck. Good day. And how long have I been streaming for? I don't know. I can't even check right now. But let's go. We're ready to go. See y'all later. Raiding now. Raid now. And then I'm gonna be able to send my message. We live in a 3D world, and then yeah, I guess that's about it. Thank you all. Wow, I've only streamed for 2 hours and 44 minutes. How the fuck did I ever stream for 3 hours at one time? That was crazy. Anyway, see y'all later. Stop streaming.